I like this one too. I really don't care about the Facebook. I keep that zoomed out. You know what I mean?
Well, on the live,
Facebook,
the live be a little difficult to zoom because it like
Facebook.
no, not the Facebook live, the the YouTube live. I don't like the way you lean though. Yeah.
So-called food trucks.
You get a sandwich.
It's the Shabbat. What you talking about?
Yeah, I can't get a sandwich.
You be working. You gonna get a sandwich or somebody working? Yeah. Come on, man. You know better. When that sign, right, it says no amplified device on that sign. That's what the cop pulled me over for last time. Last week.
Which one?
He tried to show me on that sign right there at the corner. It says no amplified devices, right?
Which one?
So,
The one on this pole?
no, the one right here. It's a sign right here. Cop, I was like, nah, that's this public property right here. This is sidewalk. This ain't the park. That don't apply right here. So he was like, all right, whatever. Yeah. So
You're a little bit of nitpicking, huh?
he tried, but the point is, they not allowed to.
Yeah, I'm not
They
contracted to
not
the
allowed
park.
to
Yeah.
do that. And I'm going with like, yo, y'all not allowed to. It's a park rules. You can't have no devices. You gonna have to come right here with that.
Be right next to us.
Yeah.
Bluetooth with us. Connect to us. Like, let's help each other out.
Let's all stay together.
You got your joint off? You got your joint off?
This?
Put the yeah.
With the
SR or some shit?
Yeah.
You're gonna connect it automatically, right? Wi-Fi off. Off your Wi-Fi settings. 27.
This be our gift to each other going down the street.
He about to mess.
Ready?
Count.
All right, all praises. All praises to the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of this Bible, whose true name is Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, we are the saints of the Most High God. All right, we're out here because we have some information for everybody. We study to show ourselves approved. So you can't say we don't know what we're talking about. The Bible says that God's servants must study, and we're not out here just giving our own opinion. Bring this up.
2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God.
What God say?
Study to show thyself approved unto God.
We want to be approved to God. So we come out here well studied to give you the information that we have. Keep going.
A workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
We're not ashamed to talk about God, right? It's a lot of people we ask, do you believe in God and things like that? And it's like people are ashamed to do this, but we're not. And we're out here rightly dividing the word of truth. We didn't show up to Love Park at Christmas Village unprepared. We came with a studied mind. We understand prophecy, archaeology. We understand history. We are the workmen of the Most High, right? So let me get Matthew 10:6 and 8. We're not out here to speak our own words. We're out here speaking the words of God. And he commanded us to rightly divide it. Bring this up.
Matthew 10, verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right. We'd rather go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, y'all are the biblical ethnic Israelites of the Bible, God's chosen people. We come out here to the public squares where everybody is gathered to find our people and bring this information that we have, this truth that we have.
And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
We're going to preach saying what?
The kingdom of heaven is at hand.
The kingdom of heaven is at hand. And everything that we get involved in the world that we follow today is pagan and it's against God. Keep going.
Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give.
Right. Freely we receive this information. So freely we're going to come out here and give you this information. We don't sell God's word. We're out here because God told his prophets to go to these streets. Let me get Proverbs 1:20. We come out here to reach all people, man. We want to show you the truth about these things that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians got themselves involved in. Bring it up.
Proverbs 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the street.
Where does wisdom utter her voice?
Her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
Right, let me get this in the NLT so Bobby can show it. She cries in the chief place of concourse. You can put it here if you want. Wisdom cries in the streets. She uttereth her voice in the chief place of concourse. And this is the place where we come. Proverbs 1:20 NLT. Bring it up.
Proverbs 1:20 in the NLT. Wisdom shouts in the streets.
Where does wisdom shout it?
In the streets. She cries out in the public square.
We come to the public on the streets because this is what God has commanded his people to do.
She goes to the crowds along the main street, to those gathered in front of the city gate. How long, you simpletons, will you insist on being simple-minded?
Right, how long we going to continue being simple-minded? How long we going to continue worshiping days and replacing God with fables? Worshiping days that's against God and replacing God with fables, right? Keep going.
How long will you mockers relish in your mocking? How long will you fools hate knowledge?
Right? How many people really know what the origins of Christmas is? It's on Google. You can look up origins of Christmas. Let me get Jeremiah 11:6. Just look it up, King. What's the origins? Where did Christmas begin? Let me get that in NLT selected. Right? It's real simple. We can find this information, but we are choosing to remain ignorant instead of learning about the things that we get in ourselves and our children involved in.
Jeremiah 11:6 in the NLT. Then the Lord said, broadcast this message in the streets of Jerusalem.
He said, broadcast this message. We're going to broadcast it, King. We're going to broadcast this message. And it's talking about Jerusalem, but we're following the ways of the prophets and doing what the prophets did. They broadcasted their message. What was this message about?
Go from town to town throughout the land and say, remember the ancient covenant.
So what?
Remember the ancient times.
Remember this ancient covenant that God made with his people and do the things that's required of you. Christmas is pagan. What we've been taught about Christmas is replacing God's holy days. You teach your children that if they are good, then Santa Claus or the elves is watching over them, and they're going to be rewarded for that. And if they do bad, they're going to be on a naughty list, and they're not going to receive anything. You're teaching your children to replace God with Santa Claus. Let me get Isaiah 58:1. Why do you insist on teaching your children about lies and not teach them the truth? God commands us to teach our children, not to deceive them.
Isaiah 58:1 in the NLT.
It's a lot. You got KJV next to it?
Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
We got to cry aloud. This is why you see us doing this. This is why you see Israelites all over Center City, all over Philadelphia, all over the United States, crying aloud and sparing nobody's feelings. We got to teach this truth, Ken. We've been lying. Y'all been lying and deceiving y'all children, and nobody is out here to correct y'all about the punishment that comes with that. Let me get Ezekiel 3:17. KJV. You want the Bible? Right? We cry aloud in these streets, man. We deal with hostility. We deal with y'all hostility because we commanded to come out here in public squares and not to hide in the church building where we can control the environment. We get this information to everybody because we're told to warn the people. Bring this up.
The book of Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
All right, God has made people watchmen over the house of Israel. What's up, King?
Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
All right, he said, give a warning to these people. We come out here to give y'all a warning in the public squares. Look up what Christmas origins are. Look up the origins of Easter. The origins of January 1st being a new year. Where did this all come from? This is all recent traditions. It's not ancient. And it goes back to ancient paganism. Keep going.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Right, if we're not out here giving y'all a warning, the Most High going to take you and your children out of here. But if we're not out here giving a warning to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and letting you know the things that we're getting involved in and we're being punished for this, like these pagan Christmases, these New Year's, these Easters that we training our children to grow up and follow. If we're not out here warning you, then you're going to die anyway. But we want to be covered. We want to make sure that we wash our hands.
Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul.
So we out here to make sure we deliver our souls, man. We come out here to give a warning to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Christmas is pagan, and God is against Christmas. God is against all these pagan days that y'all get yourselves involved in. And due to your lack of ignorance, because you don't understand what you worship, you're failing your children because you fail to gain this understanding. Let me get Nehemiah 8:8. Right, we out here to warn y'all, man. We out here to correct y'all. We out here to speak the truth, whether y'all like it or not. We ain't here to fight nobody. We ain't here to argue. But we are here to warn you before judgment comes. And that's love, even if you don't recognize it. Bring this up.
The book of Nehemiah 8:8.
Let me get this in the NLT select. This is love, man. We come out here to give you a warning before judgment comes. Whether you recognize it or not, man, we love so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And we want y'all to be holy. We want y'all to be separate. We want y'all to be favored by God again. Bring it up.
The book of Nehemiah 8 and 8 in the NLT. They read from the book of the law of God and clearly explained the meaning of what was being read, helping the people understand each passage.
Right, we read, we explain, we break these scriptures down so y'all can understand it. Let me get Isaiah 30 and 20 in the KJV. This is how the prophets always talk. We read and we explain what these scriptures are talking about. And today we're going to prove with prophecy, history, and archaeology that Christmas is pagan. It's rooted in Babylonian paganism. And this place that we call America is described as Babylon, the daughter of Babylon in the Bible. And it's because this is everything that Babylon did, man. Y'all light up these streets for the winter solstice and the Sol Invictus. Bring this up. This is the Chaldeans' excellency.
The book of Isaiah 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you bread of adversity and the water of affliction.
Right, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Even though the Lord gave us the bread of adversity and he afflicted us, what?
Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Right. The teachers ain't gonna be removed into the corners no more, King. We're gonna be out here in these streets where the things that we teach can be challenged. You ain't gonna see Muslims or Christians doing this. We come out here to bring you the truth so you can rightly divide the word of truth. We are in the public where y'all can witness a peaceful debate. Keep going.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
But it say what?
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Right. Your eyes is going to see your teachers because we're in the public squares. Not ashamed to bring out this word.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way.
What's the way?
This is the way.
Right. This is the way. Following the law, statutes, and commandments. For forsaking these pagan holy days and following God's, forsaking these pagan holidays and following God's holy days. This is the way.
Walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left.
And it's like everywhere y'all go on Saturday, man, y'all walking downtown, everywhere to the right and to the left you look, you see Israelites teaching. And they telling y'all this is the way, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. We're supposed to be seen. We're supposed to be visible so that y'all are accessible to us. Your eyes gonna see y'all teachers, King. We ain't gonna be hidden in no masjid. We're gonna be hidden in the church. We don't want your money. We not charging you nothing. We not behind closed doors. Let me get John 18 and 20. Whether you agree or not, man, we coming out here with love, obedience, and a purpose. We do everything that the Bible commands us to do. Bring this up.
The book of John 18 and 20. Jesus answered them, I spake openly to the world.
How did Christ speak?
Openly to the world.
See, that's why we're not hidden in the church. That's why we're not hidden in the masjid. Christ spoke openly to everybody.
I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort. And in secret have I said nothing.
Right, we ain't out here to hold no secrets, man. Christmas is pagan. The Most High God is not dealing with that. The Most High God has been judging the black and brown community for forsaking his ways and following the ways after America. Y'all keep all of America's traditions and customs, but y'all follow nothing that God said. Let me get 1 Thessalonians 5 and 19. Right? This here in the open where we're teaching is where you can get all of your questions answered. You can enjoy having a peaceful, theological debate with us. Anybody that's educated, anybody that thinks that we're teaching incorrectly. Right? Open correction is biblical.
The book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and 18. 19. Quench not the spirit. Despise not prophesying.
We ain't quenching the spirit, King, and we ain't going to despise coming out here and prophesying.
Prove all things.
What it say?
Prove all things.
That's what we ask Muslims and Christians to do. Prove all things, man. Prove that Christ was born on December 25th. Prove that Christmas or Christ told us to celebrate his birthday. Or Christmas is a way that the Bible told us to follow the tradition of. All right, keep going.
Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good.
Let me get Acts 17 and 16. Right? We're here to challenge falsehoods, man. And we proving all things just like the prophets did. We got understanding of the Quran. We got understanding of the Hadith. We know science. We know history. We know archaeology. And we can pull everything up for you on this screen. Acts 17 and 16. Right? Bring this out.
The book of Acts 17 and 16. Now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry.
What is this city?
City wholly given to idolatry.
This city, Philadelphia, has wholly been given to idolatry. This is all idolatry. All idolatries. Thanksgiving. Right after Thanksgiving, you got Christmas. Right after Christmas, you got New Year's. Right after New Year's, you got Valentine's Day. Then you got Easter. This city has been rooted in idolatry. Keep going.
Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews.
Right, he disputed with these Jews. And we out here to dispute with you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We letting y'all know, man, that y'all kids is getting shot because y'all following these pagan ways. Y'all losing y'all grandkids. Your dad is in the prison house. Your brothers is filling up them prisons because y'all rooted and y'all follow the ways of this idolatrous American society. Keep going.
And with the devout persons and in the market daily with them that met with them.
Right. They debated with everybody, and that's what we're here to do. Let's plead our cause. If you believe, right, that Christ's birthday was really on December 25th, then come and show us. Show us your proof. Paul debated in the marketplace, publicly, peacefully, with anybody who wanted to walk up and talk about it. Let me get Jeremiah 3 and 15. I mean, we're here for y'all to learn, man. God commands his teachers to instruct his people. Right? We ain't here to attack nobody. We're here to bring out this truth. We want y'all to understand. We want to teach y'all and give y'all the sense of what this Bible is talking about. What God is requiring from his people. Right? Can you an Israelite, man? It's holy days that God told you to celebrate. That makes us separate from everybody else, from all nations. We got to separate ourselves from these idolatrous ways that these nations got us following.
Book of Jeremiah 3 and 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Right, it's going to be pastors, man, of God's own heart. That's going to feed y'all with knowledge and understanding. And if you don't believe that we have this knowledge and understanding, then you have to contend with it. Contend for your faith. If you think that God is pleased with you celebrating Christmas, like contend with that. Show us so we can tell our children the right way. Because what we read in this Bible, God is destroying our families for these pagan things that we getting ourselves involved in. Let me get Proverbs 27 and 17 in the NLT. And we challenge anybody for the truth, man. If you got the truth, we challenge you. Iron sharpens iron. So we should be able to come together and speak about it. Proverbs 27 and 17 in the NLT.
Proverbs 27 and 17 in the NLT. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend.
Right, iron sharpens iron and friend sharpens a friend. We coming out here to show y'all that Christmas is rooted in Babylonian paganism. And it was reconstructed by the Roman Empire, which is the reason why it's here in America today. America is the revised Roman Empire. The European Economic Community was created through the Treaty of Rome. America is an extension of the Roman Empire. And we're following everything that Rome did. Let me get Isaiah 8 and 20. So a real man shouldn't be afraid of the truth. What's up, King? You can't be afraid of this truth, man. Right? Don't be afraid of questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And a real man ain't gonna be afraid to be corrected. So we're not afraid to be corrected. Bring this up.
The book of Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
And we want light, so everything we're going to speak is going to be according to this word. A theological debate with a Muslim or a Christian or a science, anybody who's thoroughly studied in science, right? A debate is going to show where this truth is at. You good, sister? There's cameras everywhere, sister. Right? Talking about these scriptures, sister, understanding who God is how we expose the truth, how we get to the bottom line. So let's bring the truth about Christmas to Christmas Village. I'm gonna send some. I'm gonna send some to the chat. All right. Open it up and put it on the screen. Right? Christmas didn't come from the Bible, y'all. It came from pagan idolatry. Christmas originated from Roman pagan festivals. Two major pagan holy days were merged with Rome. We got Saturnalia and we got Sol Invictus. And we're gonna get into these things, sister. You good? You can walk past. There's cameras everywhere. You good? Right? Saturnalia is a Roman festival for a god named Saturn. Y'all know what Christmas was really about? It's a Roman pagan tradition. It got nothing to do with the Bible or Jesus Christ. It got everything to do with paganism. Right? It got to do with Saturnalia. You know, it's a Roman festival for a god named Saturn, a god of agriculture to these Romans. It's a day in the Roman festivities. It was a day of gift giving, of feasting, of evergreen decorations, role reversals, and drunkenness, right? We got it on the screen? Yeah, all praises. We got Saturnalia. Go down, I want to see. No, I mean up, Salakia. All right, we're going to start there. Here. All right, this is Britannica Encyclopedia about Saturnalia, which is where Christmas originates from. Bring this up.
Saturnalia, the most popular of Roman festivals, dedicated to the Roman god Saturn.
Saturnalia is a Roman festival dedicated to the Roman god called Saturn.
The festival's influence continues to be felt throughout the Western world.
Right? What is that?
The festival's influence continues to be felt throughout the Western world.
The festival's influence continues to be felt throughout the Western world. The Western world is America, the Americas, North, South, and Central America. How is a Roman practice, a Roman festival, still being influenced on the other side of the earth?
Originally celebrated on December 17th, Saturnalia was extended first to 3 and eventually to 7 days.
All right, this is talking about Christmas, the roots of Christmas, and how it's pagan, and why the Most High killing our babies because we're worshiping Roman gods.
The date has been connected with the winter sowing season, which in modern Italy varies from October to January. Remarkably, like the Greek Chronia, it was the liveliest festival of the year. All work and business were suspended. Slaves were given temporary freedom. What is that? Slaves were given temporary freedom to say and do what they like.
This is what Saturnalia is. Saturnalia, Christmas is rooted in this, and we've proven it. Right? It was a day of great festivities, of lights, and slaves were allowed to have equal citizenship at this time.
And certain moral restrictions were erased. The streets were infected with the Mardi Gras madness.
Look at this, it's like Mardi Gras madness.
A mock king was chosen, Saturnalicus, princeps, the seasonal greeting to Saturnalia was heard everywhere. The closing days of Saturnalia were known as Sigillarian because the custom of making toward the end of the festival presents of candles, wax models of fruit, and waxen statuettes were fashioned by the Sigillary,
Watch this. We're going to talk about presents.
of manufacturers of small figures in wax and other media.
Right? Little figurines like how we got all over the place right now.
The cult statue of Saturn, himself traditionally bound at the feet with woolen bands, was untied, presumably to come out and join the fun.
Join the fun.
The influence of Saturnalia upon the celebrations of Christmas.
Right? The influence of Saturnalia upon the celebrations of Christmas.
In the new year.
In the what?
In the new year.
So Saturnalia has influenced Christmas and the New Year.
Has been direct.
It's been directly influenced.
The fact that Christmas was celebrated on the birthday of unconquered sun.
Right? When was Christmas celebrated?
Birthday of unconquered sun.
Right? Christmas is celebrated on the birthday of the unconquered son. And we're not talking about Christ.
Dies solus invicti.
The what?
Dies solus invicti.
Right? It's thy solus invicti.
Solus invicti nati gave the season a solar background, connected with the calends of January 1st, the Roman New Year.
Right? It's saying that Saturnalia influenced Christmas and January 1st as being the Roman New Year. It's all pagan. It's all white people holidays that got our people celebrating this, and God is punishing us for this. God killing our kids because we're not following the days he told us to follow, but we following the ways of this world.
When houses were decorated with greenery.
Houses were what?
Were decorated with greenery and lights.
Lights. This is the birth of the sun god, where they decorated their houses with evergreen and lights. This is Roman. This has nothing to do with God. Keep going.
And presents were given to children and the poor.
And what?
And presents were given to children and the poor.
Listen, sister, it's telling us what Christmas really is, sister. Your baby's dying. God ain't dealing with y'all. God is not going to protect your family involving yourselves in these pagan rituals. Keep going.
Concerning the gift candles, the Romans had a story that an old prophecy bade the earliest inhabitants of Latium sent heads to Hades and folded to Saturn.
Right? All this bullcrap. Right? So Leviticus is the birth of the unconquered sun. And is celebrated December 1st, on December 25th. Look, we're not talking about Christ. I'm going to send this to the chat. Baba Kashaw, pull that up on the screen. Let me know when you got it up. All right, so Leviticus is the birth of the unconquered son, a pagan god. Ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. And y'all can look this up. We got it on the screen. This is coming off of Britannica. Oh, okay. All praise. You got it on the screen, King?
God.
Sol Invictus, classical Latin, invisible sun or unconquered sun, was the official sun god of the late Roman Empire and a later aspect of, or replacement for, the old Latin god Sol.
All right, read that again.
Sol Invictus, classical Latin, invincible sun or
We love you, King. Y'all be safe, man. Y'all the Israelites, man. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Please the Lord, not this world.
Invisible sun or unconquered sun was the official sun god of the late Roman Empire.
Right? So Leviticus was the official sun god of the late Roman Empire.
In a later aspect of, or replacement for, the old Latin god Sol.
Right? Oh, they replaced the god. This is what Sol Leviticus is, right? And we're going to deal with the birthday being on December 25th.
The emperor Aurelian revived his cult in 274 AD and promoted Sol Invictus as the chief god of the empire.
Right? So now watch this. We're going to go down. Right. Yeah, bring it out.
According to some scholars,
All right, go down. I want you. What was it? That was festivals to dies natalis solis. Hold on.
On it.
You want it?
My thumb's
All right. You got the coins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it out.
according to some scholars, the Emperor Aurelian instituted in AD 274 the Festival Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, birthday of the invincible sun, on 25th December.
Right? This is the birthday of the invisible sun, a sun god of the Roman Empire. So Invictus is what y'all worshiping on Christmas. It's a white man's god. The Romans brought these pagan ways over here to the Americas and teach your children from when they're young to raise them up in the ways that's pagan and against God, to keep our people in exile and captivity. Right? That's really all I needed on that. I got another one, right? So we're gonna go into Christmas. Christmas contains Babylonian elements. I'm gonna pull up something else. This is a book, ancient book. We're gonna go to page 93 if you open it up. Scroll fast, because it's gonna happen. All right, hold on, let's see what we get.
My favorite verse. Okay.
What does it say? Yeah, but we gotta love God. Is celebrating Christmas showing love to God? What is that? What does that have to do with that? Yeah. What is that? So you do that. What do you do to do that? What's your relationship with God? Drop that. Let me get 1 John chapter 5 verse 6.
Drop this?
Yes. How did you build a relationship with God?
Starting with my mother.
Your mother? You built a relationship with your mother. Your mother's your God?
No, my mother showed me my relationship with God.
Okay, so how were you shown your relationship with God?
Huh?
How were you shown? Because you're saying you evangelize, you go out to the streets and you start bringing people back to God. So if you made a relationship with God, somebody like me, I would want to know, how did you establish a relationship with God? So how did you do that?
So if somebody exposes you to who God is, exposes you to the Word of God, just like you've got there,
Okay.
and he teaches you to study. And
Okay.
that's how, like 1 Timothy talks about, to study and show yourself
Yeah.
approved, right?
Right.
And work when it need not to be ashamed, right?
Right.
Rightly dividing the word of truth, right?
Exactly.
That's what we do, right? That's what we're called to do as Christians.
So I want you to divide this from 5 and 2.
The book of 1 John 5 and 2.
We want to know God too, right? So how explain to me again, how do we know God? Dividing the word of truth.
How do we know who God is?
Yeah.
You know, God starts off in Genesis, right? Genesis 1:1. Can you read that?
No, that's good. No, that's 5 and 2. Oh yeah, 2 and 4. Thank you. Yeah.
Genesis 1:1, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, right? God created the heavens and the earth. Right?
Yeah, we know, like, that's easy because we know, like, there's an intelligent design, right? So if there's an intelligent design, then there's an intelligent designer. What we want to know is, how do we know God? Like, we know that there's a God because just look at all the miracles and stars up in heaven and things like that. They stay in this place. They know their time. They know their season. But if we want to gain a relationship with God, if I want to teach my children, if you were evangelizing and you were speaking to my children, how would you tell them to build a relationship with God?
It all starts really simple. God, the whole message of God is about love.
Okay.
When Jesus brought he said, to the law, he said, we're going to simplify the law into 2 things, right? The first thing is to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, right? So that means that you live your life to worship God. And then the second law is equal to it, is to love each other. just as good love yourself.
Ooh, are we on camera?
The problem is how we should have got those two laws hangs on the rest of the law. And that's the problem with mankind.
I want him to give us an understanding of what he believes so we can go to the Bible and show whether he's correct or incorrect about how he would cheat somebody's children.
But
Right?
I'll tell you, that's the Bible. Anytime it's so selfish, evil in the heart, we forget to love just as much as we love ourselves.
So I asked, how do we know God? You saying that we got to love each other. So how do we love each other?
Right? It's through selfless acts, just as Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross.
All right, so evangelizing is reading the Bible and rightly dividing the word of truth. Would you agree that the truth is in the Bible? All right, bring it out.
The book of 1 John 2 and 4. He that saith I know.
Start at 3.
Verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him,
Right? This is how we know that we know God.
if we keep his commandments.
Right? So why you didn't say that? If it was that simple. If it's simple as the way we know God is keeping these commandments, why we don't do it? You don't know?
What is the greatest commandment? That's where I started with. The way you know God is
Yeah.
keeping the greatest commandment.
What is that?
That's it. The greatest commandment. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength.
Yeah.
Love your neighbor as you
How does that look? What, is that the only 2 laws we have to keep?
It is the only 2 laws you have to keep.
Okay, let's see how we love each other. Go to 5 and 2. We're going to show how we love each other. You want to go there? You know where exactly where to go in?
No, Matthew 18.
Christians, stop.
What's the goal here?
The goal is teaching that Christmas is pagan and it's against God's way. And we're teaching our people that getting involved in this, we have to stop doing that and start following God's commandments and keep his holy days. You don't agree with that? We should get involved in paganism?
When I think about it,
Is it really? It's Mass as a holiday, but do you know the roots and origins? We do that. We out here at Christmas, Valentine's, New Year's, Thanksgiving. We was just out here last week at Thanksgiving.
Jesus talked about joy. Talk about go to, you think about Ecclesiastes.
Matthew.
He talks about the love and the joy.
Matthew 22 and 37.
Joy. In the days of your prosperity, joy. In the days of your adversity, consider what? Consider God. And God's in control of all things.
Yeah.
God doesn't mind.
Watch this, because you said only 2 commandments.
The book of Matthew 22 and 37. Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
No, it's only 2 commandments.
On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Right? So now go to Matthew 5 and 17, 5 and 18. So you say that there's only 2 commandments that we have to keep, right? Love God and love your neighbor. But on these 2 commandments hang all of the law. So the laws tell us how to love God, and the law tells us how to love our neighbor.
Christ died on the cross and was resurrected. He abolished it.
Oh, really? So we don't have 2 commandments now.
We don't have the law. We hang on the law.
Yeah.
So now
Oh, praise.
all we have is our need to love God.
Okay.
Christ just say that.
All right. So he said all we need to do now is love God, right? So look, let me show you.
The reason why Christ didn't say that is because Christ came. Why did Christ just say that? Because Christ
Hang all the law and the prophets.
Because Christ was the law. He talks about different. Because I didn't come to abolish the law. I came to fulfill.
All right. So we're going to read it right here.
The book of Matthew 5 and 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
But you saying that he abolished it.
He came to fulfill. No, he said I came not to abolish the law.
Yeah. Okay.
He fulfilled the law. The old law ended.
Okay.
Because essentially to the new law.
All right. So let's see. What you're saying is that he abolished the law in Matthew 5 and 17. So we no longer have to keep it. So we're going to see what this is really talking about. Finish 17.
The law is the
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
So let's see what he came to fulfill. Let's see if he came to fulfill the law so where nobody has to keep it. Go to Acts 3 and 18. Hold your finger there, though.
Acts
All right.
3.
Acts 3 and 18. Let's see what Christ came to fulfill.
Acts 3 is powerful chapter.
It actually answers your confusion here on that verse. Bring this up.
The book of Acts 3:18. But those things which God before had shewed by the mouth of all his prophets that Christ should suffer, he hath so fulfilled.
So Christ fulfilled the things that he had to suffer. He didn't fulfill the laws where you didn't have to keep it no more. Now, which shows that this can't be contradicting right here. Read 17 again, Matthew 5:17.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
So what you're understanding in 5:17 is that we don't got to keep the law no more. But Christ right on the next verse says that until heaven and earth passes, not one jot or one tittle from the law is going to be passed away. Until all be fulfilled. What, Acts 3:18? Yeah, of course. Let's go to Acts 3:18. It's fine. And we're gonna go to Luke 24:22 also to prove it.
Acts 3:18. But those things which God before had shewed by the mouth of all his prophets that Christ should suffer, he hath so fulfilled.
You understand that your understanding is incorrect. You understand that your understanding is incorrect, right? But what you're teaching, so why would, all right, keep reading on 5:18. Hold on, don't leave yet. I want you to understand something. Look.
Yo, don't touch me.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
So which is the least commandment? Loving God or loving your neighbor?
What is the least?
Yeah. Yeah, so which one is the least? If there's only two commandments, which one of them is the least? Because he said if you break the least commandments and you teach people so that they don't have to keep the least of the commandments, then you're going to be least in the kingdom of heaven. So if you're understanding that what you teach people is there's only two commandments, loving God and loving your neighbor, which of those is the least of the commandments?
Well, love God is always the first one.
Okay, so loving your neighbor is the least?
Would be the second. That's why he says it's like
Oh, okay, so that's the least of the commandments.
But I think it's like,
So there was two greatest commandments. So there's not two great commandments. Now there's one great and one least.
well, there's a reason why that they're ordered in that direction.
Does it say it in the Bible?
Because they relate to each other.
So why they, so,
I have to go, guys, but I appreciate y'all. Hey, happy holidays.
we don't celebrate holidays.
Happy. God bless you. I did not know those.
How do you be blessed by God? Let me get Revelation 22:14. And this is who's teaching us. I mean, he's biblically unsophisticated. And these are the people that saying that they're going out and teaching and evangelizing. Right? And the Lord sent the bro to Bogart there go.
Revelation 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
What does it say?
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
See, he thinks I'm gonna be blessed because he said so. God bless you. I can't bless you. Only God can bless you. And blessed are they that do his commandments. For what?
That they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city.
He's telling me I don't gotta keep the commandments. So I ain't gonna make it in that city if I listen to him. Let me get bring up that thing again. Yeah, this book on page 93.
You gotta keep yourself on the sidewalk. You can't be in the park. It's gotta be on the sidewalk.
Hang all the laws, yeah. Yeah, today is the 4th. Today we bringing out the word of God.
Amen. Hallelujah. Salute.
We gotta keep these commandments before our babies get shot, sister.
Real shit.
I mean, because that's,
a 6 shot, so I know.
yeah, man, that's the only time we call on God. We gotta call on him before these bad
I
things.
call him all the time.
We gotta follow him though, sister. We gotta keep these commandments so we can save the people that we love, so we can teach them, right? Huh? God don't deal with religion. Right, he's dealing with the people. He's dealing with the children of Israel. God only loves one people, according to this Bible, and these are the children of Israel. This is who he gave instructions and inheritance to. And they're walking this earth today, and they're being cursed. They're filling up the prisons. Their kids are getting shot. Their fathers are being separated from the wives and the children. And I don't see that happening to Chinese, Arabs, East Indians, white people. Right? This our community, sister. Right? And they don't deport them when they came over here illegally. They don't deport Chinese people neither. They started to deport Arabs because they had the one boy as a terrorist threat. So they made a big deal and isolated his situation and tried to make it seem like he's getting deported, but he was under a terrorist watch list. Right? You got 93? Oh, no, 93 on this page. See how it says 68? On page 93 on there. Right? You got it?
Con.
You 93 on the yellow. You good, sister? You good? 93. You see how it says 67? We need 93.
Oh, on the page.
On the page. We want to go to page 93. You got it? See what I'm saying? So this is something called the two Babylons. And it's comparing how America and Babylon are one and the same. Bring it out. Hold on, Salaki. Start where the sentence starts up here. It says thus. Yeah. You there? All right, go up a little bit. Right, it's gonna start right there. It says, you see the thus proceeds, Chrysostom. Yeah, among those, it's right at the last sentence on that page. You see it?
Yeah.
All right, bring it out. We're dealing with how America and Babylon are two of the same, right? And how they adopted a lot of their pagan traditions.
Thus proceeds Chrysostom. Among the inhabiting in West, it was known before ancient and primitive times, and to the dwellers from Thrace to Gadara, Cadiz, within the Christian church, no such festival as Christmas was ever heard of.
It says no such festival as Christmas was never heard of in original Christian times. Right? They hate the truth, man. Our people love the lies, man. Our people love the lie. You rather teach your child a lie. You rather teach your child a lie than the truth, man.
Tell the truth and shame the devil, baby. That's right.
Right, what you mad about? Because you ain't educated? Because you're not educated? You ain't educated on what you're getting yourself involved in? Right, you don't want the truth going out to your people? You don't want the truth going out to your people, man? Yeah, I know, that's what y'all want to do. That's all y'all good at, is violence. Y'all not good at anything godly. Y'all good at killing each other. That's all you good, that's all we good at, King. All wickedness. But when it comes to education, that's where we lack it. Right? We don't lack in nothing. We don't lack in nothing wicked. We lack in everything when it come to wisdom and understanding. It would be our people. See that? That's what we call a coon. Bring it out.
No such festival as Christmas was ever heard of till the 3rd century, and that not till the 4th century was far advanced did it gain much observance.
It's so crazy. Our people have been so religiously attached to Christmas that y'all would defend Christmas over God. Y'all would defend Christmas over your own nation of people. Right? Keep going.
Why Romish Church fixed on December the 25th as Christmas Day? Why thus?
Why are we celebrating Christmas on December 25th when the Bible says it's not even when Jesus was born? Right? Keep going.
Long before the 4th century and long before the Christian era itself, a festival was celebrated among the heathen as that precise queen of heaven, as that precise time of the year in honor of the birth of the son of Babylonian queen of heaven.
Right? This is the birth of the son of the Babylonian queen and God of heaven. This is why we're celebrating. Let's sit on it. This is why we celebrating Christmas on December 25th. It's because it's a Roman tradition. It's a Roman God that we're getting ourselves involved in, man. What's up, King? All praise to the Most High, man. Right? We coming out here and let our people know, man, that Christmas got nothing to do with us or our forefathers, man. It got everything to do with white man God. I love you, bro. It was good to see you, King. All right, be safe. You what? All right, be safe. All right, all praise to the Most High. What's up, King? All praise to the Most High. You already know what's going on, right? So we showing what Christmas is rooted in, right? And through this source we just read, it's showing that Christmas, the reason why we celebrate Christmas on December 25th is because of a Roman god's, the sun god's birthday. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. And God clearly condemns this. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2 in the KJV. Right? God condemns these customs, man. And the Christmas tree is directly referenced in these scriptures. And God is against it. Look.
Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right? God said, don't learn the way of these other nations.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Right? Let the heathen be dismayed at the signs of heaven. The reason why they celebrate Christmas is because of a winter solstice. The sun has, right now, this time of the year, the sun has the least amount of sunlight on the earth. So this is something that they call the winter solstice, or the Sol Invictus, which has to do with the birth of their sun god, right?
For the customs of the people are vain.
Right? The customs of these people are vain. What are these customs?
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Right? We're dealing with the Christmas tree. We cut the tree out the forest.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
The Christmas tree in the Bible, sister, and God's saying, don't do this. They deck it. They cut the tree out. They decorate it with silver and gold.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
Right? So that it don't move. And this is exactly what you do when you bring this tree into your home. Right? God said, don't learn these ways. Let me get Deuteronomy 12:30 in the NLT Bible to show. This is 100% the Christmas tree. He said, they cutting the tree out the forest and decorating it and fasten it so it doesn't move. And God said, don't learn these ways, because this is heathen ways.
12 and 13.
Deuteronomy 12:30 in the NLT. Right? Bring it up.
Deuteronomy 12:30 in the NLT. Do not fall into the trap of following their customs and worshiping their gods.
Right? What we're showing is that Christmas is rooted in Roman idolatry, Roman paganism. Christ wasn't born on December 25th. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that. But they mask and image this as some Christian way of worshiping Jesus Christ. The Bible just explained what a Christmas tree is. It said that they learn not these ways, cutting the Christmas tree out the forest and decorating it and putting it in their home and standing upright. God told us don't follow this, right? And now he's going to tell us this.
Do not fall into the trap of following their customs and worshiping their gods.
Right? It's a trap when we start following these ways.
Do not inquire about their gods, saying, how do these nations worship their gods?
That's what we're saying. We're not asking how we follow God. We want to know how these other nations follow their gods.
I want to follow their example. You must not worship the Lord your God the way the other nations worship their gods.
We can't worship the God of this Bible the way these other nations do.
For they perform for their gods every detestable act that the Lord hates. They even burn their sons and daughters as sacrifices to their gods. So be careful to obey all the commands I give you. You must not add anything to them or subtract anything from them.
So we can't be adding Christmas to the ways of worshiping God. We can't subtract the Passover and say we worship God. We can't subtract the Feast of Tabernacles, Day of Atonement, all these holy days that God told us to keep, take that away and say we want to add these things instead. That's a commandment, and we're not allowed to do that. Where are you from? Your ethnicity. Your dad? You know your shirt is black. Is your father that same color? He is? Nobody on this earth is black, man. Your father's a shade of brown, but nobody's this color of your jacket, of your hoodie.
He's pretty dark.
He's dark, but it's all shades of brown. You understand that, right?
No, like he is black.
But that's not an ethnicity. That's the color of a crayon box.
No, like every time I see him, he's becoming black from the coal mine.
Yeah, she dark, but her hair darker. Look. This sister right here, she's a shade of brown, right? You beautiful, sister. Don't worry about it. Like, we love you. All right, but we're trying to show an example that nobody's really black, right? Nah, you good, sister. You rolled by right on time because we was just talking about it.
That's why I put her on camera.
Right? But as you can see, like her hair is still darker than her skin. Her hair is black, right? Your hoodie will still be darker than her skin. So nobody is really black. And that's not a land, that's not an ethnicity, that's not a language, right? You were a people before they called you black. You understand that?
Yeah.
You believe in God?
No, sir.
You don't?
Yes, sir.
What you believe in?
No, I don't believe in no God.
So you follow more in science.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so how do you, do you like have an explanation on like how everything was like manifested?
I'm still learning my belief in science and all that. But like I believe that all like space had to have had something to do with it to create these planets. And all these planets had to have done something for us to create life.
So I agree. Something had to happen in order for all this to be here, right? So do you understand? Like, do you pay attention to science though?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So do you know like the molecules and everything of DNA? DNA. You understand DNA? You understand that before while you're in your mother's womb, your DNA is a written book, a written textbook of the hair color you're gonna have, the eye color, your approximate height and weight, right? Your shoe size, all that is already predetermined before you got to this age, right? That's an intelligent design. So there has to be an intelligent designer. It's scientifically impossible for an intelligent design to not have an intelligent designer.
Just the way the world works.
It's just by an accident.
It's just by the law of nature.
It's by an accident.
By the law of nature.
So DNA, an intelligent written book, happened by an accident. That's what you stand on.
It's not by accident. You know how we all evolve? It's by science and evolution.
Yeah.
So it's not by accident.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You evolved from a baby to your age today, right? You was in your mother's womb before you got here. And it was already written what you was gonna look like, your voice, I mean, everything about you was already written. So you're agreeing that that's an intelligent design. So by taking that stance, you would have to say that something intelligent can happen by an accident, right? All right, so we dealt with DNA. What about eye vision? How can that happen by accident? How can your eyesight allow you to see color and understand what's going on? It's not DNA. DNA has nothing to do with vision. You understand?
Everything is from DNA.
No. The property of having eyes on a human body, right?
We're talking about just having eyes.
Yes, and what the purpose of eyes allow you to do. Your eyes communicate with your brain and tells you what you're seeing, the colors that you see and all this, right? So you agree that's another intelligent design. Yeah, so that happened by accident too. All right, so now let's deal with life, right? We got grass that grows from water that rains, right? These animals eat the grass, we eat the animals, right? There's a system, an organized system that allows us to eat and allows us to reproduce, right? Our bodies, our brain, our hearts, everything is mechanically engineered like a vehicle. Your veins are literally like wires, feeding blood to allow yourself to walk, move your fingers and all that, right? And you can impregnate a woman and procreate, right? Now that's an intelligent design. Yeah, that happened by an accident too. All right, so now we're going to deal with the stars in the sky, right? All the stars in the sky, right? As heavy as that moon is and that sun, that moon comes up, it's phases, right? The moon is like a crescent, then it goes to a half a moon, then it goes to a full moon and things like that, right? So the moon is always on time and it's on a schedule, right? So is the sun. The sun knows when to come down, the sun knows when to come up, right? It moves on a scheduled timing, consistent, right? And then we got the stars in the sky. Now, what's holding all that up without it falling?
Gravity.
Gravity?
Yeah.
Okay, so which gravity?
Earth's gravity.
Huh?
Either the Earth's gravity rotating us rotating around the sun,
Uh-huh.
the moon rotating around us, or the fact that there is no gravity out in space because they're just floating.
All right, so gravity in itself. Gravity in itself. You believe in science, so you believe that the earth is a ball. So there's people upside down and there's tons of water that's upside down and not falling out of its place. So you believe that gravity is holding all of these things together without it being all over the place, right?
Yes.
Right? So you can throw a balloon in the air and it's going to go. Gravity is going to push that down. A bird can fly in the air and gravity is going to push that down, right? So gravity is intelligently holding everything that it's supposed to hold. Only what God wants to be held is holding in its place, right? Whatever the design was created for, right? So that's intelligent, right? That's an intelligent design. Gravity.
It's not really a design.
It's not a design. So if gravity is holding millions of tons of pressure from the oceans that's upside down, and it's not allowing it to spill for whoever's upside down, right? And it's still allowing a bird to fly. It's not pressurizing us to where we're getting flattened on the floor, right? It's holding the ocean, but it's not pushing us through the ground, right? So it's an intelligent design. You don't understand?
No, I understand. I'm just thinking the Earth's core is so dense that you can't really crack it. And there's so much force, but it's being dispersed through the entire thing.
Yeah, but the gravity is holding it all together, right? And it's pushing and keeping everything in its place. But we're allowed to move. The birds are allowed to fly. If these thousands of pressure are pressurizing everything to the ground, why is a bird allowed to do that?
Because we're not close enough. It still has a crazy effect on us, but it's not such a big effect when we can't move, right?
Right, but it has a big enough effect to where it keeps the ocean inside of its place, even when the Earth is upside down.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So that's an intelligent design.
It's just low.
It allows you to move around, but it keeps everything else in its place. That's intelligent. Whoever created that was like, I'm gonna make sure I hold everything in its place, and everything else can still function as normal. Right? All right, that happened by an accident. So we got gravity. We got the stars in its place, and it's not falling. Everything is in order. You ever heard of an explosion? You ever heard of an explosion that created order?
An explosion that created water.
Order.
Order?
Yeah.
What are you trying to point out by creating order?
Explosions cause chaos.
Yes.
Yeah. Scientifically, all explosions cause chaos. There's not one explosion that ever created order.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
well, poppers created an explosion.
Huh?
You know those little poppers that you throw on the ground?
Yeah.
Those don't create chaos.
Well, it's something in it. It's like a gunpowder or some type of powder. When it causes that friction, it disperses, it pops, and all the chemicals that's inside of it, it releases and it sprays everywhere. So whatever was inside of that has dissolved, right? So it was chaotically an explosion when you look in a micro level of it,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Did he get scared?
So the only explosion that created order was one that happened by an accident. And now we got the sun and the moon in the sky and all that, and nothing is letting it fall, right? Everything is being held in its place, and it knows its time. The sun comes up, goes down, the moon is in its phases, right? Now, we're gonna deal with gravity. The solar system is controlled by the sun, right? Right? The gravity of the sun is what keeps us at its distance, okay? And that's what holds everything in its place, right? What's holding the sun in its place?
The fact it has no... It's the fact that it's in space and there's no force on it. So if there's no force, it can't go anywhere. Like it's having no friction in space and there's no force on it. It can't move.
So there's nothing holding it, but it's being held in its place.
Basic.
All right. So look. So you got faith because you can't prove that, right? That's all a theory. You know what a theory is?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Big Bang, gravity, and all that is a theory, right? So you got faith in things that you can't prove,
No.
but you don't got faith in God.
No.
Okay, it makes sense.
There's a Big Bang theory, but gravity isn't a theory.
Yeah,
It's a
how is
full
gravity
law.
a theory?
It's proven.
Gravity, you can't prove gravity.
I can. And like,
You can prove gravity by...
You know what I mean? How they say the water's
now wait a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all gravity is. You know what I mean? It's just the buoyancy. Like, if it's heavier than the air, it's gonna go down. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. If I throw this in the air, it's going to come down, but it's going up in the air though.
Yeah.
If I throw it up, so gravity, if it was that much tons of pressure that is holding the ocean together, it should not allow me to throw this up in the air.
yeah. See,
Right.
that's what like I I used to be, I was born into Christianity, but then I started to stray off. I went into science, more believing in science. The more that I went in and like went into that little like rabbit hole, it turned me more to God. You know, like
Yeah, science actually proves God.
yeah, I'm not necessarily religious, but I am spiritual.
Oh, praise
And I definitely believe that the sources were created at all. You know what I mean? But in my eyes, I look at it like all the theories, you know what I mean, the explanations of how life was created. It's all based around something. You know what I mean? It's based around the truth, but it could be adjusted. You know what I mean? Like to fit its narrative, whichever way. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like every religion is like is based off of like the Trinity. You know what I mean? Almost every religion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Holy Trinity. Like when it comes to like the Incas, the Mayans, and everything, something like from out of this world came. You know what I mean? That was of men too. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's just how I look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
so
I definitely strayed away from the science and spirituality come together.
you do.
You know what I mean? But some people try to look at it as one
It's two
thing.
separate things,
You know what I
but
mean?
but
Yeah,
it's impossible to separate the two because then you don't have answers.
Yeah.
You have unanswered questions, right? So we believe, right? We believe in God. We are spiritual men, and we believe that there's a creator because everything is too perfect for there not to be an intelligent creator.
Yeah.
Even from an atom, a proton, neutron, and an electron, the way that it's held together in an atom is scientifically unexplainable. And they call it God's hand is holding these particles together. This is literally what science uses. God's hand holding particles together. There's no explanation of how these things are being held together. But an intelligent designer, right? But what we're showing is that our people have been spiritually disconnected because we get involved into these. It's really a spiritual warfare, like this Christmas, right? When you look at the roots of Christmas, it's going back to Roman theology, Roman God worship. It goes back to Babylonian with Tammuz and all that, right? All these lights, Christmas trees, all of that is ancient ways of celebrating other gods, and they mask it with Christianity. They say, yep.
Based off like pagans and everything like that.
Yep, so they say it's the day of Christ's birthday. You're not going to find that in the Bible. But what you find in the Bible is the sun god's birthday has nothing to do with Christ, which is a Babylonian god, right, which was born on December 25th according to their understanding. So what we're really getting involved in is idolatry, which brings spiritual warfare against God's people, right? And watch this. I'm going to show you something that was written thousands of years ago that is happening to a particular group of people, and it's not happening to everybody on this earth. But it was said to happen, and it's happening. Right, watch this.
Book of Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Somebody's going to be cursed, right? God's people. This was given to Moses. Moses gave this word to the children of Israel. So these children are going to be cursed. Why?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
We find issues with keeping commandments and laws of God, but we keep the laws of America. We fear going to jail, we fear the police, but we don't fear a creator, right? We fear the creation. Keep going.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So these kids, it's going to be curses upon children, right? What does it look like?
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Right. So now, because we are people that's supposed to serve God, they didn't serve God. And God sent enemies upon them, and now they have to serve their enemies. Do Chinese people serve another nation outside of Chinese people? Do Arab people serve another nation outside of Arab people? Do white people serve another nation outside of white people? East Indians with the red dot on their head? Black people? We have to serve another nation. What about Hispanics? Native Indians?
I feel like melanin, you know what I mean, people with more melanin in their skin, because like I'm mixed, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
I'm mixed. I don't even know really what I am, you know what I mean, but I know what I would be labeled as, you know what I mean, but I got like a lot of different, you know, my genes and stuff, but with me, I feel like it, just melanated people, we branched off, like we never truly know who and what we are, because throughout the years, thousands and thousands of years, we all interbred and stuff, you know what I mean? So we could be a lot of genes. That's what kind of
messed me up with that. You know what I mean? Like I was like, damn, you know how like I got into like a lot of like spiritual stuff, man. Like even I was listening to a lot of teachers, even people who were like really bad, like you ever hear of Nature Boy? You know what I mean? He would talk about, you know, like like just, you know, just like a lot of black spirituality. But I was like, damn, I'm mixed. I'm like, if I feel like, and no way am I saying like, you know, whoever is superior or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's like, damn, where am I gonna be? Where am I labeled at? You know what I mean? In the eyes of the Creator, if I'm, you know, like multiple, you know what I mean, like backgrounds and stuff like that.
So my question is, like, do we see God saying because we don't serve him, we're going to have to serve our enemies. Now we have to look at, in order to understand who God's people is, what people we got to follow. All right, because these curses are going to be upon them. It's going to be a sign upon them and their children, because they're not going to know that they're the Israelites. All right, like he said he was black, but that's not the color. That's the color out of a crayon box.
Yeah.
Right? Would you classify yourself as black?
That's how I was raised to be.
Yeah.
That's why I be like, I'm melanated. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? But that's not an ethnicity. That's not a language. That's not a land. Right? They strip everything from your nation of people.
They call, you know, we're lost. You know what I mean? Like Hawaiians, you know, like we're all lost.
We're lost,
you know?
man.
And another thing, what you were saying, like what I just thought about with the gravity thing, right? The science route in like a particular spot, like in that, I feel like that was intentional to make us feel like we was just a mistake, you know what I mean, a mishap. That's why a lot of people don't believe in God or be atheists, because they're like, yo, we're just, you know, it was a mistake. It was just like one in a lifetime type of things that, you know, like the Big Bang happened. You know what I mean? Like we're just an anomaly. We know
Anything but God.
You know what I mean? So when they say that, you be like, nothing matters. You know what I mean? So like, that's where a lot of people get confused. But I be like, yo, look at this. This is all man-made, but you know, like, how the fuck can you know this?
God put the spirit on us to have the intelligence to be able to build things like this.
If it ain't no God, right, and you only believe in the Big Bang or an accident,
hold on.
What's the point of being a good or a bad person?
Look, you see him? He's East Indian. He's darker than you. He's melanated, right? But he's not serving another nation outside of his people. You understand? So I know you said that it was a thing of whoever's melanated, but that's not true, right? It's on a specific group of people in Salakia. What was your point? Because I wanted to show that.
Like, if it ain't no God, what's the, like, he agreed, I mean, like no, I think it's a basic understanding. Like, what's the point of morals? Like, why would people have to carry themselves on being a good person if it ain't no God, nobody to answer to? You don't got to answer to an accident.
That's why people be like, well, like, fuck it, like, you know, nothing matters, you know what I mean? Like, my life don't matter, you know what I mean? Like, you start to get twisted in.
As wicked as I want to be.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and
like they'll just slaughter people, hang them on trees, sell them on auction blocks, but break them and take their names and take their identity. This is what people that believe that there is no God, this is the things that they do, because they don't have no morals, right? They don't have a heart, they don't care, because they don't feel as though that there's anybody that's going to judge them for these things, right? Now watch this, I'm gonna show you. It said we're gonna serve, whoever's in this Bible, whoever this Bible talking about, they're gonna serve their enemies.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
Whoever this talking about, God is gonna send their enemies to put an iron yoke, an iron chain around their necks, until the people have been destroyed. Has there been a people in history that had iron chains on their necks? Right? And Native Indians. Right? And do we go to these same people for the one of all things? Food, water, clothing, housing, education, permission to drive, permission to hunt, permission to fish. Right? So God is saying that this is thousands of years ago that this is written. And it's promised that this is going to happen to a particular group of people for not following my instructions. Right? Now keep going. What language? What's your native language?
I don't know English. I wish I knew some other languages, but
you know where English comes from?
Like Roman, like you know what I mean, Roman.
It comes from Europe. It's from England, Britain, right? That's the English. Because Europe also got Spain, right? Which comes with the Spanish. Then you got the French, and then you got Portuguese, right? And these are all languages that we speak. We got Jamaicans, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, blacks. We all speak the languages of our colonizers, right? Now watch this.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
We didn't understand this. Puerto Ricans, the Taino Indians didn't understand Spanish. Your forefathers never understood English, but it was prophesied there's going to be a nation that's going to come against us of a language that we don't understand. Chinese people still speak Chinese. Arabs speak Arabic, right? White people speak Spanish, French, Portuguese, English, right? They all have their language. You don't know your identity. You don't know the landmass that you came from. You don't have no inheritance. You don't have no traditions and customs because they stripped it from you and they gave you rap music, they gave you drugs, they gave you guns, and they gave you prisons.
And too, I always like I started to notice that as I was growing up. Like I'm 32, right? I'm going on in March 3rd. I'll be 3 years sober. So
All
I'm
praises.
drugs, you know what I mean? Thank you. And 2 years alcohol free in April
All
11th.
praises.
But I noticed that, you know what I mean? That's why I stopped listening to rap. Only rap I listen to is like something positive, you know what I mean? Lupe Fiasco, you know what I mean? Something that has a message. But I don't listen to that rap, like that gangster rap. Once you start listening to that, man, you can get brainwashed. That's why there's so many kids who listening to that, and they feel amped and pumped up. I know a lot of dudes, who would listen to, you know what I mean, King Von, this and that, before they about to do a robbery.
Exactly.
About to do a P&E. I'm like, it never clicked in my head.
They get high.
Why am I doing this? You know, I mean, no, I never did that. But I mean, like, why would I do this? You know what I mean? Like,
Why would you surround yourself with people like this?
I stay away from that. Like,
Yeah.
I was never afraid of that. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, like, growing up, you know what I mean? Like, I was in a suburban area, you know what I mean? And I was always conflicted because I'm like, damn, I'm not black enough to hang out with my, you know what I mean? My black people.
You're not white enough to hang with the white people.
So I'm like in a mix, you know what I mean? I was like one of the first to skateboard and shit, you know what I mean? Where I was at, I was listening to rock and roll and shit. So like it just had me confused, you know what I mean? And like I just felt like so, you know what I mean? Just separate from this shit, you know what I mean? But I knew it, man. Like film, music, that's all ways to like to control you in a certain way or make you feel and think a certain way.
Now, do they play that music on 96 point? No, let's say the white people.
B101 and
shit. Yeah, do they play that kind of shit? Right? Do they got white people rapping about killing white people?
I know.
Do they got white people glorifying the drugs and taking another man's wife?
Yeah, no. And that's what blows my mind, man. I'm like, yo, I started to, you know, I got into the drugs and shit like that, just like listening to my idols. And I started to think about, I'm like, these motherfuckers, they not doing the drugs that they saying they doing. If somebody's sitting there popping perks and doing this, you're gonna see that you popping perks.
Scissor. You ain't gonna be able to make no music.
You're not gonna be able to function. You're gonna be scrawny as hell. You're gonna be, you know what I mean, malnutrition, everything. That stuff is designed to
systematic oppression.
Yes, those people are getting paid to do that.
It's called redlining.
Yep.
You mean? Now watch this. He said that a nation was gonna come us whose tongue we didn't understand, and these people will put iron chains on our necks. Now we identify that happening to somebody. Right? Keep going.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
Right. Thanksgiving just passed. You know what that was about?
With like the Native Americans and the
yeah, it was a genocide of the Native Indians.
Yeah.
Right? They burned down villages. They killed men, women, and children. And any survivors they took as slaves. Right?
Yeah.
This is what we celebrate, man. And it said that they didn't regard any woman of old or any children or any of that. And when we look at Thanksgiving, the origins of it, they didn't care about your age. They didn't care if you was a baby. They was cutting the babies out of our mother's womb stomachs, taking the baby and slamming the baby head on a rock and using it as alligator bait and as dog food. Yeah. We never had pigs in America, man. We never had dogs in America. But they came over here, they started feeding us these things so that we can remain in sin and under God's wrath, right?
Yeah.
Right. Go to 54. Watch this.
And I can tell he's not focused.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Who killed each other for looking at each other wrong?
Yep. Mess around with their girl and shit, you know what I mean? Like, or envious that they got something else.
Just for looking at you wrong. Bro, I was just reading the Bible out here in the Boardwalk Pass wanting to kill us.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like,
no white people act like that because we gonna have mercy on our people. You know what I mean? We don't show mercy to everybody, right? So they not gonna do that. But our people will rise up against each other and kill each other and destroy each other's community, but won't punch white boy in the face.
Yeah. I used to think, I'm like, yo, like you so willing to kill somebody because they from a different street, like a couple streets down from you.
Yeah.
Right? But you ready to shoot them up, this and that. But as soon as you know what I mean, the landlord come and tell you you got to get out. You know what I mean, your house is foreclosed.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, we gotta go.
As soon as the police come, put your hands in, put your hands on the head, get down on you to get out the vehicle, right?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It blows my mind. I'm like, I just don't understand, man. Like, but it's like once you find out, you know what I mean, you start to really look within you. You start to purge that wickedness out of you because
It's a curse, though. It's a curse.
Yeah.
And God is promising, because we're not keeping His commandments, this is how our life is going to be. We're going to have an evil eye on each other. Right, people? Like, when you look at Asia, we got a video. Y'all good, all praises. All right, we got a video from yesterday. We was talking to a Chinese girl, and they have there's no like stray bullets and kids out there. There's no prison system, no big prison system out there. There's a low crime rate. You know what I mean? In East India too, these people don't know anybody that's a victim of gun violence. Do y'all know a victim of gun violence? You, I'm not you, right? Yeah. What about you?
I don't think so.
You know, not personally, right? You know anybody that's a victim of gun violence? But he do. He a black man.
I know
You
friends.
see the difference?
I know friends.
You know what?
Like, I have friends that are white that happened to them.
They were victims of gun violence?
They're like dad or something.
Oh, their dad, he was in the war or something?
No, I think he was down. I think he was in Baltimore.
Okay, but you don't know nobody personally. Right, yeah, that's the thing. We all know, I know I'm a victim of gun violence, right?
I got 30 more guns.
Yeah, my children seen more shootings as children than I ever seen as a child, right? And this is in our communities. Is there stray bullets? Like, y'all have shootings in your neighborhood?
I was just on edit.
But in like your neighborhood? Are kids getting shot in your neighborhood? What about you? No? See that? You see the separation though? Like, can y'all see the separation? Because he knows, like, we live in these communities. You mean? It's hard to live in a community like yours. It costs more. I mean, we're not designed, we're not systematically able to live at the capacity that y'all live. You know what I mean? So we have to suffer things like watching children, looking at the news, people that we know being gunned down, people that we know dying young, not living a full life. You know what I mean? These are the traumas and the pain that we have to endure, that not every nation endures. We have fatherless households. Y'all got daddy in the house? You do? Yeah. You got dad in the house?
It wasn't until like I got into like 8th grade, like my life, like they were split up.
Yeah.
My mom didn't, like, you know what I mean? She had a grudge, kept a grudge, you know what I mean? But I definitely understand that stuff. Man.
Yeah. So watch this. Look at this.
So that the man that is tender among you and very, very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
He said we're going to have an evil eye toward each other. We're going to have an evil eye toward our woman, and so with the children that we're going to leave. And our fathers left because of baby mama drama. Because they got locked up, because they got killed.
So he wants me to hold him. He hates
Nah,
it.
all praise to the Most High, man. You got a boy or girl? Boy. All praise to the Most High. Right? So, what we showing you, King, is that we live in curses. What we going through today is because we are under a curse. And because we're not obeying God and we're following the ways of this world. This is the reason why these things is happening to us. Let me get Judah 5:20 in GNC. Judah 5:20 in the GNC. And we gotta know, like, if we want to know what Christmas is, like, we want to teach our children. We telling our children about a Santa Claus that's sneaking in the chimney. Like, in my neighborhood, we don't got chimneys. You mean? So Santa ain't coming to our house. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we teach it and we giving credit to somebody that isn't taking care of our children. What we teach our children. If you're naughty, you're nice, right? If you're naughty, you're gonna be on the naughty list. You're not going to get anything. If you're nice, you're going to get presents, and Santa Claus is going to drop off presents. They're replacing God with Santa Claus and teaching their children that Santa Claus is God. Because they wait all year for Christmas, right? If I be good, then I'm going to get something. If I be bad, then I'm going to be punished, right? And this is how God operates. We got to be good, and he blesses us. If we be bad, then he's going to curse us. You know what I mean? Watch this.
The book of Judah 5:20. Sir, if these people are now sinning against their God even unknowingly.
Right? Even if we do it unknowingly, we don't know the origins of Christmas. We can look it up. You can look it up on your phone. What's the origins of Christmas? And it's going to tell you everything that we've been talking about. This is how we learn. This is how we study, right? There's nothing secret, no secret information that we have that you can't reach, right? But even if we do this unknowingly, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Easter. You ever heard of a rabbit laying eggs? Yeah, but we celebrate and we teach our children this. We get fly as ever for these days.
That's part of the pagan, religion too. You know, like it's all come down to paganism. And another thing with religion, not specifically Egyptian religion, but one of the religions that was based off of what? It wasn't King Tut. It was
Tammuz.
The pharaoh that like he tore down, like he took off the nose of the Sphinx. I think it was a pharaoh.
Not Constantine.
It was like Pharaoh Amun-Ra. He went by a bunch of different names.
Okay.
But he kept on telling him that's where one of the I'm a jealous God. You know what I mean? Like he was saying that too. He was saying that like nobody worshiped these other Egyptian guys, just worship me and everything. That's what he was telling to them. But he was like trying to control, you know what I mean, the whole like Egypt and shit.
Yeah.
It was like he was like one of the worst pharaohs ever. But like, you know what I mean, he made them abide by what he wanted to instead of the Most High.
But what's happening here? Right? We got Halloween. We got all these days that we get off from work. I mean, they teach our children this when they're younger. And how do you train a child when they're young? And so when they get older, they don't depart from them ways. So they're teaching our children from when they're babies to celebrate all these pagan holidays. So now when they get older, they don't want to leave from it.
Yeah.
Right?
You'd be conflicted. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's why I'd be like, damn, like it don't feel the same. You know what I mean? Like even in like school, like I was like, yo, like life is completely different. My eyes like opened up. Like it's like I can't go back. You know what I mean? It's like everything changed. I don't even feel like I don't feel no Christmas joy, no spirit, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I feel like a positive, energy when I'm in that type of mood. But I ain't gonna lie, I suffer from like depression. You know what I mean? Like BPD, like borderline personality disorder. It's from so much chaos and trauma, you know, in my past, in my childhood, that like it messed me up mentally. You know what I mean? Like we're like, it was just like my highs and lows it can shift up and down.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, like right now, I just gotta focus on doing the right thing, staying out of trouble. You know what I mean? And just take it to the chin. It's like I could be feeling down. Oh, woe is me. You know what I mean? I wanna hurt myself. I wanna do this. It's like, man, fuck that, yo. I gotta do the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, be a good person. You know what I mean? Spread the love. Because, you know what I mean? Like, that's all. That'll conquer everything. You know what I mean?
So that's what we doing, okay? Like we want peace for our people.
Yeah.
I mean, we want our people to be to have not in a docile mind state, right? There's an instruction, there's a right way to live. And the Bible is giving us it. Don't kill, don't steal, honor your mother and your father.
Yeah.
Don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Like scientifically, there's reasons why we shouldn't eat pork.
Yeah.
I mean, it causes diseases. Shrimp, crab, and lobster does the same thing. They're all bottom feeders, and they eat all the toxins from the bottom of the ocean.
You know, too, lobsters, right?
Yeah.
That was actually a slave food back then.
It was. So
You know
was
what I mean?
pork.
Like, but now it's like a sworn delicacy.
Yeah,
It's
see
crazy
that?
how that the tables turn with that, you know?
'Cause-
But they promoted a lot. It's insane, you know. And I love seafood, but the bottom feeders, like I said, you can eat fish. You know what I mean? Like they
With
said,
fins and scales.
I was reading
So
the
God
Bible.
tells us we can eat fish with fins and scales.
Yeah.
So like salmon, whiting, tilapia, things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Red
Look.
snapper. You
But yeah,
mean?
they're the insects of the ocean. You know?
Well, the fish with the fins and scales, they release toxins out of their body, right? Like catfish doesn't have scales, so they can't release their toxins just like a pig. The skin of a pig, they can't release their toxins.
Yeah.
So that's why God commanded us
They got
not
that
to eat these kind of
bacteria
things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So keep going. So he said that if we sin even unknowingly,
And if we can be sure that they are guilty of some offense, we can successfully attack them.
right, it's successful, man. Right? It takes 5 cops to stop one of your people, but they always successfully get them because we're in sin.
Yeah.
Right now, in this situation, right? Let's use this situation. Right? We teach the word of God. You know how many times they try to shut this down? They be sending police over here. They towed our cars. They did everything that they can to try to shut this down. But the Most High won't allow them to successfully do that. You know what I mean? Because He's going to protect us as long as we glorify Him and following His ways. right? But as long as they know that we in sin, like having us celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all these pagan traditions, then they're going to be able to successfully keep us in captivity. Right? Keep going.
But if they have not disobeyed the law of their God, then you should leave them alone, or he will defend them.
God is going to defend us if we obey him. Right? And these nations ain't going to be able to touch us. Like, think about it. We kill each other and take over corners. Right? Now, imagine if we came together under one instruction, one mind, and one purpose. Right? We could take over this world, okay? We could take the power from this world. I mean, look at them. We jump higher, we run faster, we cook better, we dance better, right? We sing better. Everything we do, bro, we are supreme. We are the superior people. But we looking at as minorities, man. We looking at these, they look at us as inferior. And they used to look at us like, now they won't say that. Now they won't say that I'm superior over you. Now they're gonna say I'm equal to you. But you're not better than me.
We were experimented on, you know what I mean, like torn apart, broken apart, and like research on thinking that we were a different species. You know what I mean, something different. Like we weren't anything. You know what I mean, like what's that woman? I forget. They still got her genes like stored. You know what I mean, like it was like a way to find a treatment for cancer. I forget her name. It's a black woman. Like her. Something about her DNA. It's like Henrietta. Yeah, still got her like DNA stored, like bone marrow and stuff, like the stem cell research. You know what I mean? Like it's something about her, DNA. It can like heal people.
Bro, they seen the black woman's hips and lips, and they started with all this plastic.
The BBL.
Yeah, the BBLs and the lip fillers. Right? They want to be like us, bro. So damn bad.
I've seen out in China, I think China or like Japan, somewhere, they starting to get like nappy hair.
Yeah, they making it. They creating nappy hair.
Yeah, it's insane, man. A lot of stuff goes back to like, you know what I mean, like our culture. But I don't even want to say like ours because it's like, I don't, like you said, you know, we don't know. I could have Guyanese heritage, you know what I mean, or Kenyan, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard, but like when I hear drums and shit, man, like I feel like a spiritual connection and stuff. Like I was in prison, we were sitting there, you know, hitting the drums, all in a circle. It was like 40 of us, whatever. We hitting the drums, shaking tambourines and shit, and like it was just silence.
The music, the frequency.
Like, you know, going in the rhythm. Yeah, it's insane, man. Like.
Now watch this. Do y'all think that you're equal to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Y'all think y'all are? Y'all are equal? You think that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and everybody else is equal? Yeah? Do y'all wear sunscreen?
Yes.
Okay. So, because the sun affects you, right? The sun can burn your skin. Does that happen to black people?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Black people need sunscreen?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
No, like you're dead ass getting skin
Okay.
cancer.
I didn't know they had skin cancer in Africa, but let's look it up. Skin sunscreen. I ain't know that black people wore sunscreen in Puerto Rico, right? In Mexico, I ain't know Mexicans wore sunscreen.
It's not like a common thing, but
It's not common at all.
Like,
Is it a common thing with y'all?
And for me, in our
Yeah.
generation,
in our generation, it's normal. Like I apply like
in our
a 10
generation, it's on the normal
Nothing
side.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
just common.
That's how Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bob Marley's father was a white man. His grandfather was a white man.
He was mixed.
He just wanted to sound
He was mixed with white, right? His father, though, patrilineal.
Yeah, but he was half white, half black. But he
Yeah.
still
All right, I'm gonna
had
ask you wear sunscreen, King? No? You wear sunscreen?
I want to say I'm black now.
Makes sense, right?
Anything at all.
That would. It
Like
doesn't
I
make
get it, but like in the long run, it's just like unhealthy for
All
your
right.
skin, no matter what color.
So athletically, right? Who's the most athletic people on the earth?
Athletes.
Yeah, but what nation?
And I mean,
Who
like,
dominates in boxing?
I don't know. Who dominates.
Well, Mexicans hold the most world titles in boxing, but when it comes to boxing, you got blacks and Hispanics that dominate on the boxing ring. What about in basketball? Who's jumping the highest? Who's doing the show-off dunks? Who's crossing over? Huh?
Like the
Black
people
people.
that aren't from America, typically.
Like
Like
what?
if they're like more like European or like African descent.
European?
European and
More
African descent.
generalized too, like you know what I mean, like because it could be different. Where like it could be some like people of white descent who could jump higher than another black person, but like
But, like,
I think
generally-
It's individually.
general, yeah,
It's individually. And when it comes as a nation, when it comes as a whole of a nation, who's dominating?
Like the Jays.
Huh? Black people, right? Black and Native Indian Hispanics. We like neck and neck. What about baseball? Soccer. Right? Baseball, Dominicans, you got blacks, right? You got Hispanics and blacks. Soccer, you got blacks and Hispanics, Haitians and Jamaicans. Right? We're dominating in these sports. Right? You got a black kid who just broke all the world records as a juvenile in hockey. Okay. So again, do y'all believe, understanding this, we're the most athletic, we jump higher, who makes the best seasoning in their foods?
Black people and Hispanics.
Blacks and Hispanics. I don't want to go to
Yo,
a
I love
European
rice and beans.
restaurant. You know what I mean? I don't want salt on my food. I know. So a part of culturally, we have flavor, right?
You guys have better food than
We got
us.
better flavor, right? We do got the flavor, right? So what about in music? Who got the best voices? Who make the best music?
That's about like everybody, like the whole.
That's individual.
I don't know. I don't listen. I don't know. I don't listen. I'm gonna tell look. Do y'all listen to black people music?
Yeah.
Y'all do, right? Now, do you think black people listen to white people? No, I don't.
Not at all.
No.
No,
When the John, you listen to white people?
I ain't gonna lie. Panic at the Disco.
Uh-huh.
Fall Out Boy. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Yeah. Imagine a black man would have took that same technique though. What if a black man would have took that same technique and put his own lyrics on it?
They could.
You think it'd be more flavor in
I
that thing?
feel like it's more of an intuition thing.
No,
You know what I mean? I feel like black.
Y'all good?
Hey,
Y'all got warrants? Y'all running from the police? No?
I feel like black people like rhythmically is more intuitive. You know what I mean? Like it's more like a natural thing. You know what I mean? But the thing is though, too,
Like who dances better? Who do you think dances better?
I mean, it depends how much practice.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I
We're not talking about the electric slide. We're talking about
I
like.
would say like it depends on like how much their body. Yeah, like,
Yeah. Who got the hips to move their body like?
Okay, but you gotta like.
He
Right?
danced the best. He danced the best.
You do?
Yeah.
Because you got flavor, man. You got
He danced
flavor.
the best.
You ever seen them dance?
dance?
I ain't never seen him dance.
I don't think they're going to. I don't think they'll let you ever see them dance. Right? But what we showing is, look. So what we showing is, right? There's a people who run faster, dance better, cook better, fight better, right? There's people that's dominant in talent, right? Now, this is already written that it would happen like this. Read this.
The book of Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right, so somebody God created to be better, special, holy, and better than everybody else on this earth, right? Right? So who is that? You ever seen? Yeah, that's us. You ever seen a Chinese man jumping over somebody's head and dunking the basketball? Hell no, you ain't seen no Chinese man doing that. What about an Arab?
Yao Ming.
Right? Yao Ming was taller than that, man. He was getting dunked on, you hear me? He was getting dunked on by short black men, you hear me? Right? Right? So we showing this that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we dominate in everything. So we can't be equal if God made a people to be greater. You know what I mean? So what they teaching us, they used to tell us that we used to be inferior to them, right? That's what they used to teach us. But now what they're trying to manipulate us to believe is now we're equal to them. We're not better than them. We can never be better, but we could be equal. But what God says is just by looking at who we are, we can show through talent, through everything we do, our inventions, our food, everything, we are a greater people. But the thing is, we selling drugs everywhere we at. We're Philly, Chicago, Detroit, everywhere we at. We killing each other, right? We filling up them prison houses. And it's a dark cloud, it's a curse that's over our heads. They don't know nobody. They said they don't know nobody personally that's a victim of gun violence, right? And we know that all too well, right? We know our people that's victims of gun violence.
brother. We do
So
gotta go,
we
though.
gotta turn back to the Most High and keep these commandments. He's the one that's gonna protect us. All right, King? Yo, I love you, man. All praise to the Most High. Yo, I love you.
Just say, like, you're talking about, like, the Bible writes about people that are better.
What happened? No, he good. Don't worry. Huh?
But you're talking about, like, you're quoting the Bible saying that, like, there are certain people that are, like, better.
Yeah, God
Like,
said
you're
it.
talking about athleticism.
Yes.
Have you read Leviticus 19:34?
What it say?
It instructs Israelites to treat foreigners living among them with justice as love, not to mistreat them, and to regard them as native born.
Okay, go to Leviticus 25 and 35.
Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah, so those are Israelites. Those foreigners are foreign Israelites, the ones that wasn't living in the land. You heard me? So read Deuteronomy 20 and 10, and it's going to show what to do with non-Israelites. All right? No, I'm trying to tell you the foreigners are Israelites foreign to the land, and we're going to prove that.
He said, I didn't think it was going to end well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Stand up. So save the information. They got all of our stuff on there. Here's save contact. And you're going to find all of our Instagram, YouTube, and all that. All right, man, you have a good one. Right? Leviticus 25 and 35.
The book of Leviticus 25 and 35. And if thy brother be waxing poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him. Yeah, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee.
Right? Our brother is an Israelite. Even though he's a sojourner or a stranger among us, because he lived somewhere else and lived, probably had a different nation of a mother, and he lived with his mother's side of the family, we got to accept him if he comes back, right? Keep going.
Take thou no usury of him.
Right? We can't. If you needed $100, you be my brother, I got to give you 100 and not expect 125 back. That's what usury is. We can't do that amongst each other.
Or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase.
Right? We don't want to give you something to get an increase from it.
I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan and to be your God.
Right? Now the Jews, they portray as white people today, right? But whoever these Jews were, they were building pyramids in Egypt, one of the hottest places over there in the north side of Africa. Now they just admitted that they got to wear sunscreen because the sun was burning their skin. They wasn't giving sunscreen to these Jews building pyramids, right? But there's a people that is known for building things and being in and out of slavery, and it's your so-called Negroes and Native Indians.
And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant.
We can't treat our brother as a slave. If you need help and you needed some money, then I'll bring you in, I'll put you on. You mean maybe we work together and we start building something, but I can't treat you like a slave. I have to pay you. But it's a difference on how we treat you and how we treat somebody else.
But as an hired servant, as a sojourner, he shall be with thee and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee. And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and into the possession of his father shall he return.
Right? So we gotta let you go after the 7 years. You mean that's a year of Jubilee. You're allowed to go back with your kids and all that, back to your family's inheritance. You gotta leave.
Oh, what, you talking about the slavery thing? Like how they got rules and when you can leave, you can pay your freedom, you know what I mean? Pay for your freedom.
Nah, but that's dealing with Israel as well. Somebody can go and buy you and redeem you out of a slave master's hand. Yep. But when we're dealing with each other, there's no slavery. I mean, I gotta treat you as a hired servant, not as a slave, right? Keep going.
For they are my servants which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Thou shalt not roll over him with rigor, but shalt fear thy God. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids which thou shalt have shall be of the heathen that are round about you.
Right. So what she said was we gotta treat, this other nation or these sojourners or these strangers like how we treat ourselves. And I told her that these sojourners and strangers are Israelites that didn't live in the land. So he's telling us how to treat a stranger within our nation. But these other nations, we can take as slave men and slave women. Keep going.
Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids which thou shalt have shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
We're not going to do that amongst with each other. He's saying do that with these other nations. So it would be a contradiction to say, treat these other nations as you treated yourself or as you treat your other brothers. Then say, we can sell these other nations at the same time, right? But with these strangers and sojourners that she was mentioning in Leviticus is talking about the children of Israel that have been scattered outside of the land.
Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you.
So we got to let our people go, leave with their families and go back to their fathers. But a non-Israelite, we keep him and pass that person down as an inheritance, as a piece of property to our children.
To inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one another with rigor.
Right? We can't rule, I love you, Ken. We can't rule it over one another with rigor. Right? We got to treat each other different than we treat these other nations. But what we see too much in our community is that we kill and destroy each other and treat these other nations with the same respect that we should be showing each other. Right? We come out here for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He wants y'all to understand that y'all are God's people. And we are being cursed for following these pagan ways like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. These are all European colonization. Their ways of teaching us their ways and separating us from God. And we are his people. Go to Deuteronomy 28:1. There's a reason why they don't want us to follow God, right? Why won't they teach us to keep God's commandments?
The book of Deuteronomy 28. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day.
If they taught us to keep these commandments, what would God do?
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Right. So it's not beneficial, King, for these nations like Christianity, Islam,
Fire. Oh, thank you.
to teach us to keep the laws of God, and then we're the children of Israel. Let me get Psalms 83:1. It's not beneficial because God said that He's going to put us above Him. We need to desire that. Our people don't desire being above everybody else. When God gave us that position, an inheriting right, but we choose to be under every other nation instead of being above them. Bring it out.
Yeah, we have
Psalms 83.
Huh?
I was just gonna say that we have there's like there's no tribes to like get along for community for everybody to get together. Like every other race besides us, like they can get along. You know what I mean? Like you can have a house full of your family. You know what I mean? Of different races. When it comes to black people, it's like yo, you gotta hurry to save up, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like damn, we can all buy a house right now. You know what I mean? Like my family right now, we got together with my sister, nephews, and nieces, like boyfriend and his mom and sister. You know what I mean? Like yo, let's save up so we get partners, you know, something like that kind of situation.
Yo, but we got something even better than that. If we came together and followed God's laws, He'll give us a kingdom. Forget a house. Forget a business. God will give us power over the nations.
It's just I feel like it's never going to be. I ain't gonna say it's never going to be like that, but right now it's so hard, man. Especially the younger generations, you can't get through to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not for everybody though, because people gonna learn through death by pain, right? God wants us to come out here and profess His name and what He's going to do to show His judgment on this earth, and it's going to be He's going to deliver us, man. He's going to deliver us from the hand of our enemies, and we're out here letting them know that this is what's going to happen. And the reason why our kids is dying, why are we not living long, why are we at the bottom everywhere we at? Trying to give our people a warning that when this judgment comes, nobody can say that they didn't know, right? Like, you have kids?
Yeah, I got one daughter down south too.
Right, so like your daughter, right? The reason, we got to understand who we are while we're going through the things we're going through. Our children getting gunned down by stray bullets. There's no names on these bullets. These kids are in the back seat getting shot while we driving. They in their bedroom laying on the bed. There's no real protection. We can't put them in a bubble, right? If the Most High want them, He's going to get them, right? Now, in the day of judgment, when that time comes, and your child is facing his creator, or her creator, right? And God, our Creator, told him, because you didn't follow my ways, you don't have a chance. Right? Whose fault is that? That's your fault. People are going to look at you like, Daddy, why you never learn so that you can teach me? So that I had at least a fighting chance at everything that's coming. You see, bro, the news is showing us, bro, all this Bible talking about is World War III. The Bible talking about World War III, and it's happening. And it's talking about with Russia, Gog and Magog in the Bible. When we hear about Gog and Magog, it's a geographical location of where Russia is today. And these are the people that's going to bring destruction to Babylon. And Babylon in the Bible is America today. Right? Everything that this Bible is talking about is happening. We got war coming. We got race wars coming.
Yeah, the river.
The Euphrates River is drying up.
It's drying up here because it says something. I forget the passage, but
The Euphrates River is going to dry up so that the armies can cross it without nothing stopping them. So they can go to the valley of Jehoshaphat, where God is going to judge. It's going to be a great war. Right? Every movie that you watch, Ken, it's war. The world is going to war with each other, and then there's a common enemy, a common threat, right? And it's always UFOs, always aliens. And when they look at these UFOs, the world starts fighting each other, and then they start fighting with each other against this alien threat, this extraterrestrial threat. This is all biblical.
That's like Avatar. You know what I mean? Everything is like I was saying before. Film and TV is
It come from the Bible, bro.
Yeah, it's all created and written by psychologists. It's just how movies can influence a person to actually thinking and living that way. That's like Baby Boy. You know the movie like Baby Boy and stuff. It's like breaking down the psychology of a young black man. You know what I mean? Everything good?
Yeah.
But yeah, like the movie Baby Boy with Tyrese Gibson in it is like showing like the psychological, like a side of a black man growing up in America. You know what I mean? Like being a mama's boy. You know what I mean? Like because that's all you know because you don't got your father really. You know what I mean? And it's tough to try to man up because you don't want to man up. Nobody wants to be that. You know what I mean? You'd rather what I mean? We all rather be coddled. You know what I mean? And be able to be given things. When you break out of that and you realize that you gotta grow up, you gotta do it.
I'm sorry,
But those movies they're giving you hidden signs of like what's to come and stuff from the Bible. X-Men, you know what I mean? They say it was Stan Lee said it was inspired by Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, the division of humans and the mutants. You know what I mean? It's like black people trying to rise up from the white people because you know what I mean, like racism. So it's like based like that. I'm like, yo, like it's like small little gems in the movies that tell you things. That's like with the trees, when they connected with the trees in Avatar. That's like how we could be. You know what I mean? We could link spiritually to the beings on this planet right now. We can communicate with animals. You know what I mean? Everything, everybody. If you have that, if you tune into that frequency. I remember one time I went to my homie's graduation. We went to school together. He graduated the year before.
What's up, King? No praise. I love you, bro.
We're in a crowd of hundreds of people, right? He's sitting in the football field. I'm in the bleachers, but it's hundreds of them, so he doesn't know exactly where I'm at. I said his name in my head, looking at him. As soon as I said it, he looked dead at me. You know what I mean? Panned right at me. Like he had a link. He was like, "Yo," he's like, "I said something." You know what I mean? Like stuff like that is possible. Like before, I used to meditate. And this is, Jesus always said he meditated, right? But he stayed in isolation when he meditated. He went off. You know what I mean? He went off by himself. He sat down and prayed. You know what I mean? And that's meditation. I did that one time, right? The longest I've been meditating was 2.5 hours. I'm laying there in the bed, but I'm up. I'm conscious. I start to see my spirit. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing like 360 all around me. It was like a bluish tint, all in darkness. Like the movie Daredevil. Yeah. Where like he was like you could see the echolocation. That's how I seen my vision. Like I seen the whole room. My whole room I was laying in. All around me, all 4 walls, all at the same time. And then I started to see like my spiritual self like coming out of my body, man. Like it was like flapping, like it was coming out of my body. But I got too excited about it, my heart started pounding, like jumping. As soon as that happened, I heard like a big explosion in my head. It was like calm. As soon as I heard that explosion, I just like jumped up and got out of it. But yo, I'm telling you, I had visions and stuff before, man. Like where I was part of the source. I was going through a tunnel, man. It was insane. I'm going through a tunnel. I I was a bright ball of white light, and I knew I was like, I was a part of everything, and I was nothing at the same time. You know, I can't explain it well, but yo, it was a crazy vision.
Whatever's going on, I don't know, like, if you're really serious about the Lord and having faith in God, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But whatever's happening, the Most High putting you through things so you can find your way,
Yeah.
right? So we're showing you this is your history. This is the history of your forefathers. Your forefathers prophesied all these things that happen to you that you're going through today, right? So now we got a decision. King, bring us up. We got a decision.
That's why, like, every time you try to do something big, the devil's always going to tempt you. Every time when I'm like, yo, I'm going to go on this path, I'm going to start being a better person, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Something tries to get in my way. You know what I mean? And if God's saying, yo, if you really want to do it, you want to be a good person, how good are you going to be when this happens? You know what I mean? Are you going to cross this hurdle, or are you going to go back and revert to how you were? That's why every time when I think about, like, the drugs and shit, go back into that addiction, I can't do it, man, because I know where I'm going to be. I know what's going to happen to me, like, so it's like, why would I want to start that again? You know what I mean? That's insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Expecting a different result.
That was me. I was like, yo, I had to cut that shit, man. I had to cut it out.
So watch this, King.
The book of Deuteronomy 30 and 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil.
So God is letting us know He's giving us a choice. You got life or death, right? And the choice that we make, the choice that we follow to, is a choice that we're leading our children to, right?
Yeah.
So what is these choices?
And that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply.
We're not living. Our children are dying young. Like, we gotta fear it. We want to know why, man. How can I protect my child from this evil world? And He's telling us we got a choice. We can choose life or death, right? But the way that we choose life is by walking in His ways and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. And it's not hard, bro.
That's like with me, like I was there on Eden when that shootout happened, you know, like
Yeah.
4th of July.
Oh,
I
okay.
went in that house and I was sleeping. I heard like gunshots. I mean, it was crazy. It was like a movie scene. You know? It's like with stuff like that. I try to walk with faith. You know what I mean? So I'll be thinking in my head, I can get shot anywhere. You know what I mean? No matter what. But I try to keep that thought in my head, like, look, if I don't think about this, not like say like out of sight, out of mind. But if I focus on a positive, it's like I shouldn't have a fear of that coming to me. So it's like I'm having that law of attraction where I'm pushing that away. Where it's like I'm gonna walk with grace and faith and believe that I will be protected. You know what I mean? I have a shield over me. So that's what I always try to remember and try to keep my body and spirit like sound body, sound mind. So I'm trying to get back into shape just so I can like not just like how you saying to protect your family. I want to be fit enough to where I can protect myself, my loved ones, and anybody else who need that too. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, I gotta stop being procrastinating. I've been procrastinating for a while now, but I'm trying to get back in shape, keep my body and my mind and my spirit intact, where it's all together. Because once I do that, I'm telling you, man, when I was in treatment, all I was doing was push-ups and squats all day, every day. I was doing thousands. I did thousands and thousands of push-ups, man, in that 30 days.
So you're chasing health, you're chasing, you're trying to stay deaf, things like that.
Well, yeah, like
right? You don't want to die young. You want to raise your children. You mean, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. I want to be fit enough and healthy enough, to protect them.
Right, but is that what God's telling us we need to do to get the protection?
What, to get the protection?
Yeah.
No, live right, and you know what I mean, and
how?
and seek
What is
Him.
the right way?
Doing things. I would say like, because it is very debatable with you know what I mean, the right thing. But I'll try.
It's a perception. If we don't have something to tell us what's right and wrong, then it's all on personal perception.
I would say doing something that you wouldn't want to be done to you by somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, so that's like the most broad way I can say it, you know what I mean? But it's like we have an innate sense of of doing right and wrong. You know what I mean? Feel like I don't want to do. I shouldn't do that because I wouldn't want that done to me. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to do the next right thing, but the next thing right at the same time. This like. That's like an AA saying, you know what I mean? I go to AA.
Yeah.
And, I always try to live like that, man. I try to do a good deed. Not just one good deed, but at least one good deed every single day. out without looking for no no handout, no reward or nothing. You know what I mean? Do something small, even if it's just talking to somebody real quick. You know what I mean? Saying hi, how you doing? You know, you look nice to them.
So God gave us, right? God is real, right?
Yeah.
And he chose a people. And he chose a people to write down things that he told them to write down. These things are prophecies. These things are historical events. These things are instructions, right? Now, this Bible is the only thing in this world that contains a book that contains prophecy, that says something is going to happen and it came to pass. And they said it thousands of years before it was going to come to pass.
Yeah.
World history today was prophesied in the Bible before it became history. We're talking about all world ruling empires.
Yeah.
Was prophesied to come into power, even America in the Bible.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
So if we got God who used people to write down prophecies that came to pass and to write down instructions on how to live, then we have to know that the right and wrong way has to be read in this book. If we're going about our own righteousness, if we're going about our own right and wrong way of living, there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ends of it is death.
yeah.
Right? So we got to know what is right, right? Bring it up.
The book of Romans 7:12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good.
We want to do the good thing.
That's what I'm into, like based off of 10 Commandments, that type of morality.
And it's more than 10, because loving your neighbor as you love yourself is not in the 10 Commandments,
Yeah.
but that's the commandment.
Yeah.
Right? Thou shalt not be a homosexual. That's not in the 10 Commandments, but God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah with fire for them being homosexuals. Right? So there's more than 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
Don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. These are all commandments. Keeping the Sabbath day is part of the 10.
Yeah. That's is that like not eating or something? Right? No.
Not cooking. Right? We
Okay,
can't cook on that day. We can't buy and sell. We can't work on that day.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Right? That's how we keep the Sabbath.
But is it like is it like meat? You can eat meat as long as it's not
You
cooked.
can eat anything that you prepared the day before.
Okay.
So,
What if somebody cooked it? No. Okay. What if on the Sabbath day, right? On Saturday is a Saturday, right?
no, our Sabbath we go predicated
Sunday.
upon the moon. So today will be our Sabbath day. Every new moon is a Sabbath.
Okay, I'm thinking it's like one day.
It's over right now because the sun went down.
Okay. Wait. You said okay. It's over now because it's.
Yeah, so the Sabbath is from sundown to sundown, right?
Okay.
And the new moon, when the moon is completely dark, that starts the Sabbath of that lunar month.
Okay, I always thought it was like I always thought it was like a Saturday or something. Because I remember somebody was telling me that they
Yeah, some people practice it that way. They keep it Friday night to Saturday night. But the calendar that we follow is something called a Gregorian calendar.
Yeah.
It comes from a Roman calendar, right? And they created Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The biblical timeline for a year is about 360 days. The calendar that we follow today has 365 days.
Yeah, but
So-
now they're saying like 365 point something
Point
because
something.
of the leap
Yeah.
year and all that. And one thing what I was always telling people, right, when they were talking about 2012 being the end of the days and stuff because of the Mayan calendar, I'm like, yo, that's already passed. You know what I mean? Because we wouldn't even know what day that was actually going to be because of the leap years and the way that we go around the calendar. I'm like, that wouldn't even add up to how they were, you know what I mean, how they were doing it because that was their calendar. We switching around doing like not Labor Day. Like what is damn, I'm like losing it right now. Like when when you go back an hour and shit. So we doing that.
Yeah.
Hundreds of years of doing that. That's gonna change up the actual time frame of what December 21st was going to be of 2012. You know, so people were freaking out about it. I'm like, yo, this is our time. You know what I mean? Well, their time that they're telling us this, but it's not exact to the Mayan calendar.
Right,
you know?
but and God gave us a calendar. It's predicated upon the moon, right? Let me get that. Let me get Genesis 1 and 14. I'm gonna show
Yeah,
you.
like you look to the stars and stuff. You know what I mean? To be guided and everything.
So when we
Which
look
is
at
crazy
it.
how it's made. You know what I mean? When you think of that too, you be like, yo, it's designed. You know what I mean? There's a whole structure to it. It blows my mind, man. There was times I would just lay down and just look up at the sky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watch the clouds or the stars. And it's like there's no way you can say that nothing made that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Watch
It
this.
blows my mind.
Watch this.
Book of Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years.
Right, so we have the lights in the sky, they're for signs, seasons, days, and years. When the sun comes up and goes down, it knows what to do, right? So when it comes up, it's the daytime. When it comes down, it's the end of that day and the beginning of the next day, right? So God created a calendar for us. When you look at the moon is in phases. It'll be a crescent moon, it'll be a half a moon, it'll be a full moon, and then it goes on the other side and it does the same thing. And then it'll be a completely dark moon. This is the most accurate calendar according to science. The most accurate calendar we have is the moon. It's a lunar calendar.
blood moons that we had this past? That's a sign. It was just one.
Yeah, there was a lot of blood moons like within a year.
There was a super moon, like
A super
2 or 3
blue
years
moon.
ago, right?
Nah, this is like 6 months ago. It was super blue moon, probably
No,
6 months ago.
like 3 years ago, I was, it was like when the forest fires, the Colorado forest fires. I think it was like a super moon too.
A super
back then.
blood moon.
I think it was because it was red. It was red.
Yeah.
Like that. It was crazy. I seen it.
right?
That's a part of prophecy. These are signs in the sky that's going to let us know times. And guess what? Every time there was a blood moon, it was some kind of big event that happened in the Middle East, that happened in Israel, Palestine, Iran, and Russia, China.
something did happen when
Every time these blood moons happen, there's some political major situation that happens.
Like lunatic, the full moon. When the full moon is out, that's when people can start acting crazy. People.
Yeah.
That's why they call it lunatic. The full
People
moon.
let what they see, just, they don't see the spiritual. The eyes keep them distracted.
Yep.
And all these different, they don't believe it, but guess what? When it all comes down, hey.
So look, let me show King. I'm gonna show you too. I'm gonna show y'all one more thing. You gonna stay out here for a while?
I'm probably gonna head out. I know he's gonna want to lay down sleep.
All right, so watch. I'm gonna show y'all one
I'll
more
get
thing.
your contacts.
Just to lock it in, just to show y'all that y'all are the people of the Bible. All right, and we do have a tradition that we actually have. They stole our traditions, they stole our customs, they stole our name, they stole our language, they stole our name. Right, but we have something that belongs to us, and it's something that we have that doesn't belong to everybody. We have nothing, but we have everything. Right? Bring this up.
The book of Acts 13. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
These prophets and teachers are the ones who walk with Jesus, right?
As Barnabas and Simeon that was called nigger.
It was called what?
Nigger.
This is in the Bible, right? Who is that? Is that the Jewish people? Can't be. Right now, watch this. We're pulling it up on here, right? This is Acts 13:1. Prophets and teachers is Barnabas and Simeon that was called. It looks like Niger. Now bring it up. Watch this.
Yeah, that's what it
Watch though. We're gonna see. We're gonna hear the phonetics of the sound. So you go down, and he's gonna go to the word, right? It's about to be right here, right? Now he's gonna click on it. G3526. Now hold on. Go down first.
Strong's G 3526. Niger. Niger.
Right, this is how you pronounce what these prophets was being called. And it's literally black. Let me get that in the NLT if you can get it from me. Sure. Right, now we're going to read it in another translation. These were black people.
It's on the screen if you want to read it yourself. NLT too.
Acts 13:1. This is the New Living Translation.
All the prophets and stuff was black people.
Yeah, these are the Jews. The real Jews are black people. Right?
The book of Acts 13:1 in the NLT. Among the prophets and teachers of the church that of Antioch in Syria were Barnabas and Simeon called the black man.
Oh, the black man. So you got to understand, you do have a tradition. You know who they was calling? The Romans were white people. And there was people as your ancestors that was on the corners teaching about God and teaching the people who they truly are and having to turn back to God. And these white people was calling your people this. They traveled with that over there in Europe, in the Levant area, and brought it here because you are these same people. America is the rise of the Roman Empire. America fell during the fall of Rome, which became the Dark Ages. I don't know if you heard about this, right? The Dark Ages or the Middle Ages. This was 1,000 years of white people, no world ruling empire. And then the Renaissance happened. And this is when the European Economic Community came and became a nation and became a world ruling power. The European Economic Community was founded by the Treaty of Rome. These are the same people that have the same people building up their walls today. Just like how you was under subjugation there, you're under subjugation to these people today.
How much gold is in the Vatican? How much gold is in the Vatican?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Billions of dollars in gold.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a Catholic
They take, like, if you dug up something that was like, like a religious artifact, they'll take it from you. They'll say that it belongs to them. It can be from a whole different country. You know what I mean? Like that's how controlling they are. You know what I mean?
Bro, you can't even collect rainwater in some states in the United States.
That's insane to me. It's like, yo, how you gonna tell me I can't get something from God that He's giving to us?
Wow.
Like, what the hell?
I got hit with $500 ticket for cutting down trees.
Man, yo, that's what blows my mind. How you gonna tell me I gotta pay to go to the beach? You know what I mean?
You gotta pay for water.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
You gotta pay for wood.
Yeah, it's
I
insane,
got a $500 fine for pissing behind the dumpster. I mean, take a piss.
Yeah, you got indecent exposure.
I got at a stupid marriage cop thing. I said, nah, I wasn't doing nothing right there. He was right there. So.
Yo, look, I can buy candy cheaper than I can buy strawberries. And strawberries we can grow. Grapes, all these good things that's healthy for our children is more expensive than the things that are not. Right?
The crazy thing is that, like they're modifying, you know, like
GMO.
bananas ain't what
They don't got seeds. Watermelons don't got seeds no more. Grapes don't got seeds no
You know
more.
when people like, I always think that like, not like conspiracy theorists and shit, you know what I mean? But like, there's some things that like that make sense, you know what I mean? But I was like, yo, if I do this stuff, right? I don't know where these seeds are coming from the government who's giving these, you know, like they go, oh, this organic, this GMO free. I don't know that. Yeah, but if I'm getting it from them, I don't know if it's actually, you know what I mean, like good for me. They could just be giving me modified seeds, you know what I mean, and plant them. But if I go to the source, if I go out, you know what I mean, into the wilderness, you know what I mean, like
grow your own
you know what I mean, and actually get it from that, you know what I mean. If I go to where like in Africa, right? If I go to the forests and all that, where it's naturally made, that's when I know it'd be good for me.
Like, you brothers be strong. Keep telling the truth.
I love you, King.
If you spraying and stuff, I'm always like concerned about it, but it's like I'm still eating this food anyway. But when I eat it, I try to just be thankful for it from God that I'm being able to have something in my stomach. And I feel like the body already purifies itself. It's the stress that kills you. Once you start thinking negative and you're fearful and you know what I mean, like when you're thinking too negative, that's how you get sicker and sicker. That's why when people go to the doctor, like you got cancer. That's after that, 2 weeks later you see the big reports because they stress. You know, I got cancer, I got how long to die. They start breaking their body down. You know? But
So
your body can heal yourself.
Yeah, we fear everything but God. Right, look at this, because everything we said is in the Bible. Haggai 1:6.
Look at Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little.
We work hard, but we don't bring in much.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
We can't even afford these things, man. All these healthy foods, they give us the seedless watermelons, the seedless grapes and all that. All this GMO and yeah, all that's lab made. And we feed that to our children. But the fresh grocers, all the good grocery stores where they got all the natural stuff, it's just out of our range. I mean, we gotta drive over there. We gotta take a mission to, what's that, Trader Joe's or the Sprouts or something like that. You know what I mean? We gotta drive somewhere to get this.
And then it's expensive as hell.
It is expensive.
Man, I'm a caregiver, yo. I'm a caregiver, and I do it because
Yeah, they don't even got a farmer's market everywhere, right? They should, but they got a liquor store.
Yeah, on every corner. It's crazy. And like I said, I'm you know, in recovery. I walk past the liquor store all the time, yo. But like I said, I choose not to do it again. I mean, I know where exactly where it's going to lead. It's going to lead me to actually killing myself, or you know what I mean. I'm just going to destroy myself. Both ways, I'm still killing myself. But like I'm a caregiver, right? And like there's times where I be tired of it. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm wiping up motherfuckers, you know, wiping people's asses and talking shit to me. You know what I mean? Like disrespect.
Ungrateful, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, I'll be kissing somebody's ass and they wiping my ass right now. You know, if I can't do it, but I still do it because I'm like, you know what? My father and my mother is gonna need that. If I can't do it, I'd want somebody to be doing that for them and treating them well. So that's that's why I do that. But I'll be struggling, right? I'm like, yo, I'm barely getting any money to get by. Whereas like everything's just going towards trying to keep, you know what I mean, like transportation, this and that. It's like building up. Where it's like I just want to give up, yo. But I know I can't.
You're building yourself up to prepare to take care of your family. Yeah. And the way that you're doing that is by wiping the ass of some ungrateful white people.
Yeah. Yo, it's crazy, yo, but
it's crazy.
Like, I still be like
their kids abandoned them.
Yeah, like it's the same, man. But it's like
and you're taking care of them. Their kids abandoned them. You took the responsibility of taking care of them, and they got the caucasity to give you an attitude and treat you like a nobody.
That's why I be telling them. There's a lot of them.
Kids ran off the trust funds.
The kids take the credit card payment.
Like
they dope.
Families leave. You know, I'm telling you, like I told this other guy, right? This is a black dude, but he just, man, they all ungrateful. I only had 3 of them. They passed with me, man. Like that shit sucks. I still think about him to this day. But this other guy, he's disrespectful too. You know what I mean? He just goes over and over again the same thing. And just like complaining about me using the bathroom. I'm like, yo, I'm here for 16 hours for you, 2 days in a row. If I gotta go to the bathroom, I'm going to the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Damn near a slave.
Yeah, and like, they just don't know how to talk to nobody. Just call me out my name, and yo, I'll be wanting to snap. But I'm like, yo.
You feel bad that he died?
Huh? No, not this guy.
Okay.
No, this guy's alive, but he's an asshole. The 3 that passed away on me,
they were good.
They was cool people, they're good men. But I got along with the families and everything, man. Like, that shit hurt when that happened, you know? It was like back to back to back. But it's like I'm striving for like just to get by, man. It's like, yo, I of course I would want to, you know what I mean, like you know what I mean, rob a bank or something, you know what I mean? I want $1 million, you know what I mean, just so I can have something, I feel like, you know what I mean, to show for, right? But I'm like, I don't need nothing like crazy. I just need to be able to have clothes on my back and have my family the same, you know? But it's just making it harder and harder for us to live.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard, you know, like,
that's why we
it's not
need
like it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was a whole different game. You could work a part-time job and be decent, you know what I mean, be okay. But like, you know what I mean, having something, you know, not nothing crazy, but you'd be able to get by. Nowadays, you can't. You gotta have a full-time, working over 80 hours a week, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Look, I'm gonna show you. I got 2 more scriptures for you real quick. Let me get Isaiah 65 and 13.
That's my name too.
Isaiah?
Yeah.
Oh, praise the Most High.
Yep, you know, same way and everything. I always told my yo, that's a powerful name, and I feel it is and I feel like my personality kind of intertwined with it, because like it's like the messenger of God, and I always had like that gift of gab, but like I would just love to talk to people, spreading positivity, stuff like this. And I'm like, I did this like my whole life, you know. I was misguided by the drugs and alcohol, but I changed over.
So we concerned about whether we're gonna make enough money to be able to continue to feed our families. But look.
Okay, Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So we just got to be servants. If we servants of the Most High, we're going to get paid. You can't get paid if you don't go to work, right? So the Most High ain't going to pay us with anything that He has for us if we not working for Him, right? So bring us out. This is my last scripture for you, Ken.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 15. See, I have set thee, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in His ways, and to keep His commandments and His statutes and His judgments, that thou mayest live.
Thou mayest what?
Live and multiply.
The Most High is going to protect your life. The Most High is going to protect the life of your children if you walk in His ways.
And Yahweh thy God will bless thee in the land whether thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away,
right? And a lot of our hearts have turned away. Nobody is learning about God.
So that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them.
Right, like Christmas.
I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not So like, ye shall not prolong your days upon the land.
So we're going to die, and we're not going to live a long life, right? Our children are getting killed and not living a long life because we're not walking in the ways of God. We're walking in the ways of these nations, right?
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
Right. And it's being recorded against you, King. Like, you spent time with us. You gained this information. You're agreeing with this, right?
That I have set before thee life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life that both thou and thy seed may live.
Choose life, man. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and it's a promise. He promised you was gonna go on slave ships. He promised that you was gonna have iron chains on your neck. You was gonna go to the same people that destroyed your nation for the one of all things. You're living that. You're gonna be speaking another language that you never knew before. You're living that. Right? He promised it and it happened. He's promising that if you keep his commandments and following his ways, that you and your children gonna live. So we got a choice, man. Is we gonna choose life or we gonna choose death? Are we gonna put the umbrella over our children when it's raining? Or are we gonna let them go in the storm? Right?
Yeah, like what you were saying with English, right? I always said this, like, English is like one of the most evilest, like, twisted languages ever. Because it's like, this is why, like, a lot of us in America is like so logical thinking, right? Because if I try to translate to a different language, I'm going to try to break it down every little bit, every word. I'm going to try to be like, this has to be translated to this and that. Most languages is like natural, whereas like the energy behind it, you know what I mean? Like, there's a place in, I remember reading the book Mastery. This translator, he went to school for it, right? He was a college translator or something, and it was like something somewhere in like New Guinea, and in New Guinea, right? Or somewhere like that. And one word could mean so many different things. She's like, yo, like nobody in the world, like they never was able to decode it, right? The translation to it, because it was so hard. He started to think, he was like, yo, if I just act like a kid in the village and absorb it, I could finally learn it, because these kids is able to learn it, you know what I mean, from growing up. So he just like, he said, just drop it, I'm gonna pick up on it. So it was like, he started to really learn this language once he gave up trying to break everything down. That's why a lot of people who are atheists, they try to pick everything and keep on saying, no, this is why God doesn't exist, this is why he's not real. They keep on trying to find a logical explanation, but there really isn't anything to say that there is no God. You know what I mean? Like, I used to try to tell myself all the time, because I was mad and I was upset. I'm like, I don't have a father. He mistreated, you know what I mean? Like a bunch of shit, man, that was going on in me. And I kept blaming God, but I'm like, yo, that's just making me stronger. You know what I mean? Like, regardless, like, there's times I want to give up. I want to give up almost every day. You know what I mean? Because life is hard. But it's like, yo, I gotta take it on the chin. I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what
Shut
I mean?
up and dribble.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I can't quit. It's like life could be hard, man, but it's all worth it. That's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't say, like, you ain't gonna be able to enjoy that sunny day without a rainy day. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'd rather struggle and appreciate what I got than be handed shit. You know what I mean? If I was like a billionaire kid, you're not gonna be as grateful as you would if you were poor and then became a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't forget that. I gotta, you know, just be grateful. I gotta be grateful that I'm alive.
What you gonna start doing though?
Huh?
What you gonna start doing though?
You start getting more in touch with God. That's what I got you. You know what I mean? Like,
Keep these commandments, man. Learn them, Jones, man. Take our information. Good.
Yeah, I got you. He whining it now because he want me to hold him, man. Like, yo.
Cold as
You already picked him up.
He acting like you killing him, right? He's screaming out, hollering. As soon as you pick him up, you shout right over. I'm like, yo, you spoiled. Yeah.
Revelation 2:26. And he that overcometh.
Oh, what's that, like a Twitter? I'm sorry, 'cause I don't got
That's everything. We got Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So it's live on Facebook and YouTube right now. You can rewatch it. But and our phone number and everything is on there. So one more thing.
Revelation 2:26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron as the vessels of the power.
Right. So we gotta endure, King. Like, it's a lot. You feel like giving up, you know what I mean? And it's not just you, it's our whole nation. So we just gotta endure and do what's good, do what's right, and what's according to the Most High. And He got a promise for you and your family, man. And we love you, bro. We want to see the Lord's protection over you. So, Lord willing, you know, this conversation brought some light.
What, you guys here every Thursday?
Next Thursday we will be here, but then it's going to be like Friday, Saturday we're going to be here after that.
Okay, when I do the Friday, that's when I'm doing that 16-hour shift.
So we'll be here Thursday, all right?
Okay, yeah.
So next week, if you come check us out, man, we get more into it. If you got any questions, give us a call, all right?
Okay, what time do you guys use?
3 o'clock.
No, 3 o'clock. We're gonna be here at 3 o'clock Friday and Saturday.
So,
Friday and Saturday. Oh, praise.
I love you, Ken. You be safe, all right? It was an honor. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Nice meeting y'all. Y'all take it easy, all right?
All right, Isaiah.
Y'all be safe. You too, okay?
All praises, man. We come out here for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to let y'all know that y'all are God's people. Y'all are the favorite of the Most High God, the favorite of Allah, like you see in the Quran, the favorite of all the nations that God created in the Bible. Y'all are the best and greatest people on this earth, and we have to be holy and separate. We got to separate ourselves from these pagan holidays that the world worships. Let me get James going forward real quick. We got to separate ourselves from these holidays that these pagans worship, so we can be worthy of a Savior. So we can be worthy of the Most High God pouring His blessings on us and bringing wrath against this world. Right? James 4:4. You don't know where it's at? You got James 4:4? All right, you got it.
This is the book of James, chapter 4 and verse 4. Ye adulterers, so ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is an enmity with God?
Right, being a friend of this world makes you an enemy of God.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
All right, and it shows, man. The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community has shown how we have become an enemy of God. The Most High God is taking our children. The Most High God have our brothers, our fathers, and our cousins filling up that prison house. You Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are getting punished for your paganism and your idolatrous behavior. And only by getting right with the Lord, man, is the only way that you have a promise of protection. It's here. We are witnesses. We know that the Most High God can do for you because we know that what He has done for us.
That's right.
Right? Keep these commandments. Keep the Passover. Keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Day of Atonement. Christmas is pagan. Thanksgiving is pagan. You good, sister? You good? Nah, you're good. All praises. Right? Stop following the ways of the world and start following God. And it's just a warning. It's your kids getting shot. We doing what we gotta do to protect ours. Right? We doing what we gotta do to solidify our household. It's up to you. All we can do is warn you. Right? Laugh now, cry later. So with that, all praise to the Most High God, whose true name is Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And Mawaf Lababo!
Mawaf Lababo!
Fuck your Christmas and your Halloween. Fuck your 4th of July and Columbus Day. Fuck your birthday.